Welcome, everyone, to Dig on America, a socio-political podcast where every week we give you the dig on U.S. history, politics, policy, and sometimes pop culture, and discuss how they affect social issues today. DOA is an independent media supported by listeners, but probably also a deep state propaganda arm funded by George Soros, the Clinton Foundation, Jay-Z, and
Skeletor.
Mephisto.
I was going to say Pee Wee Herman's couch.
The fat dude in Pee Wee Herman.
I was going to go with Large Marge.
Welcome everyone to Dig on America. We are back again. Again, we are a socio-political podcast, as Jenna told you. And today we have a really fucking fun show for you guys. But first and foremost, before we get to that, housekeeping, let's introduce you to my producer extraordinaire, Michelangelo, comic book nerd number 3, Faminier.
You can just call me T'Challa. That's what all my friends do.
His mama call him Clay.
It's going to be consequences and repercussions.
I'm so glad that that's on there. I
have to bump the volume up on it a little bit, but it'll be fine. Also with me today
Fix
is
it in post.
Big Haas. What's happening, Big Haas?
What's that? Hey, if you can guess who's on my shirt, there's a mug in it for you if you're watching out there in podcast land.
Okay, so official contest. If you first person to type in the chat, whoever that is on his shirt gets a free VFU mug that Big Haas will buy for you.
And,
that's right.
And if you are listening to this several days after the live broadcast, shame on you. Follow us on Twitch and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can possibly win free shit from time to time.
Below me.
Oh, here we go.
Below me here is our guest for today. So he looks like a character from Frozen. But his camera is inadequado, but we love him anyway. From the Ginger Geek podcast, from the Jock and Nerd podcast, and also a voice actor. He is the incomparable, the astute, the stellar Matthew Delhauer Esquire. What's happening?
First off, I don't like to bring up the fact. I don't like to bring up the fact that I have a law degree because I don't practice. Number 2, no one calls me Matthew. Don't ever fucking do it again. I love you though.
Mateo?
3, what's up?
Yo.
Well, welcome back to the show.
Gentlemen,
It's been a while.
Mikey, good to finally meet you. This is my first time actually hanging with you.
I'm here.
It
is I.
It's a pleasure.
Yes,
Haas, I know that this is a segment that tends to happen, but I have to ask before it even happens. What are you smoking tonight?
I can't tell you. I can't
tell
tell you
me.
right now.
Haas, tell me.
I can tell you this. I'll tell you this as a teaser.
Ooh, tease him.
All right.
Oh.
The cigar that I'm smoking tonight is made of the
Nipples.
top 1% of the tobaccos available to one of the top 3 brands in the world.
Nobody
Haas,
knows
are you trying to tell me that cigar is the top 1% of the top 3% of cigars that you can smoke?
We have to tax it. Bernie says
You better.
Vermont will tax that cigar. We'll tax it into the hole it belongs in.
If the taxes are going to better other people who are in need, I'm all for it.
Also, I have to say, I really love the fact that Jay decided to offer to everyone a Voice from the Underground mug if they could figure out what your shirt is.
Did?
Yes, you did.
Oh no,
You called it a VTU mug, baby.
Oh, no, you'll get a dig. You'll get a dig on America mug. You might even get this one, which is very apropos. Because tonight we're talking about something very cool. We're going to talk about this brand new like 2-year-old only phenomenon.
Allegedly.
Yeah, that's never happened through history before. It's a brand new thing, a woke thing.
It started in November of 2020.
Yes, November of 2020. It is called politics, or the politicization, you should say, of comic books and superheroes. So, as you see, I have the Batman Dig on America mug, a little vodka in here tonight with some great
the rodent person. We don't want to violate copyrights. The rodent person.
No,
flying rodent man.
I can own
rat man.
No, I can own a mug that has Batman on it with my logo. I made this for myself. I can own this. I just
Mikey,
can't
can you
sell
bleep
it.
him? Can you bleep him out for that?
Yeah, I'll have to do it in post though. I'll just put a little,
thanks, man.
a little thingy over the.
I can't have this shit on my record, man.
The pixelation is harder to do, but I might just like stick a logo over the top of his mug.
If you could just put my frozen character face over top of that.
Can do.
I can't sell it, but I can use it. Damn it. Okay, so we're going to talk about politicization, and politics and comics.
We don't want to mess with DC.
So here's what we're going to do. Real quick, Matt is going to talk to you and give you a little bit of his elevator pitch on what he does and what he has been up to. I'm going to step away for 1 second because I have the greatest Omni-Man shirt in history, and I'm going to take off the Goose Island shirt.
Oh my God, let me cut the feed.
Camera.
Cut the feed.
And I'm going to put it on.
Mikey.
So,
there's no time.
Yeah, oh God. Okay. Elevator pitch about what I do. He already kind of said it. I had a podcast that I basically sort of did for 3 years every so often. There are 8 episodes and I've been doing it for 3 years, guys. If you think I'm consistent, you're wrong. But I'm a voice actor. I work currently seeking work. Thank you. If you think I sound great, I would appreciate. Oh my God, I would love that. But I also ultimately the biggest thing that I would probably pitch to you guys would be Cape Swoosh Cape Swoosh Productions. Ooh. We also had a podcast for a slight time. Cape Swoosh Productions, you can find on YouTube, is a voiceover group that we turn comic books into audio dramas. I have been in several where I've played characters like Batman, the Joker, Wolverine, and Captain America, especially characters like Captain America and Wolverine, which will come up again throughout the night.
Hold on. Let me get a little.
Dutch almost bought that shirt.
Let me get a taste.
Almost bought that shirt.
All right, you ready to see
it? Mikey, who do you want to hear?
Let me hear a little. Let me hear a little Logan.
You want a little Logan?
Yeah, hit me up,
Mikey. I'll give you a little bit of Logan because the problem is that when you get into Logan, you gotta get feral about it. And when you get feral about it, you gotta get in there and you gotta rip out some guts.
My man.
Is it Will Ferrell or Colin Farrell?
It's Will Ferrell. Colin Farrell's a little too on the high end for me. I can't hit that.
Why do I Hey, guys, I'm opening up here for a second. Why do I hate Colin Farrell?
It's the face.
Is it his face?
He makes the same facial expressions in every movie. So.
He just
Colin Farrell
annoys
plays
me.
the same character in every movie.
Pretty much.
It is whether he is Irish, American, whatever it is. It's always that sort of like self-assured dickhead. Yeah. And so it gets to like I love the movie In Bruges, but in the movie In Bruges, you fucking hate Colin Farrell's character throughout most of it, because when it gets to the point where he says lines like, "They're filming midgets," you're like, "Oh, you're just a dickhead."
I just don't like him, and it's hard for me to put my finger directly on it. And I think it is his very punchable face.
I agree.
It's got to be it. Oh, and can you shave if you're going to shave?
Because that's the
do it all the way. Don't do that.
Yeah,
the half shave.
It's like he's half-assing it.
I think that's the problem. Is he came up in a time in like the mid 2000s where like I haven't shaved in 2 days. Yeah. That was hot to somebody.
I don't know who it was, but someone really enjoyed it.
5 o'clock Shadow was the shit. Starting with Miami Vice. Don Johnson rocked that shit.
All right, that's good. So it's longer than even I would have imagined.
Yeah.
Think of Hulk Hogan, WCW, big mustache, and that painted on beard. That's not real.
Just
but
for
people
men
wanted it.
The NWO joint.
The
Hell yeah.
NWA Just for Men collaboration that we all dreamed about finally happened. Finally.
All right, Jay, what's your shirt, man? What do you got going?
Let's see your stupid
I'm
shirt.
very excited about this.
Come on, we're gonna pretend to be excited for you.
Yeah, I almost bought that shirt, but I thought it was
Oh shit!
I thought it was too homoerotic. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now,
So for the
I have to ask you, if it was what makes it too homoerotic?
Well, for the audio people,
I have to ask. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, for the audio people, real quick. My shirt is a picture of a cartoonized Homelander slapping 5. You just jumping in there and giving
almost bumping junk too.
Yeah, giving a high 5 to Omni-Man. So
it's a jumping high 5.
It's like the do.
But I guess ultimately what I have to ask Haas is, as a bisexual man,
yes,
what makes that too gay for you?
Stand it up. Show me again.
Big pause.
Look at that. Look at the prominent moose knuckle there.
Oh, it's not.
And then
touching.
the cheeks, they're almost.
Are you trying to tell me that you don't think superhero outfits are tight?
That's prominent junk.
How do you feel about the movie The Labyrinth?
That's fine. That's fine. If that's what floats your boat.
Since we're talking about bulges,
and I will. If you're ever going to talk about bulges, you got to bring up Bowie and Labyrinth. And I'll say, okay, getting a full picture of that shirt, I get it.
Yeah, yeah. I got the other one.
That's the thing that I'll go ahead and I'll pick that up because guess what? You know what? I'm into it.
That's right.
Before we get,
it's not for me. It's not for me.
And you know what? I respect the shit out of that.
Because before we get on topic, let me take us off topic. Who wins in a fight? Omni-Man, Homelander.
I'm gonna go with Homelander.
Ugh.
He's got the eyes.
I'm gonna go with Omni-Man.
Omni-Man has the eyes too.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
Omni-Man can't shoot anything out of his eyes.
Yes, he can. You didn't watch the show?
Yeah, I watched every episode and I'm reading the comic book.
Then you must have missed it. Yes, he can.
He totally does that, dude.
Yes, he does.
I think
he totally has eyelasers.
He totally does.
Even Mark joked about it.
I don't believe that that's accurate.
Dutch,
oh my God,
Dutch! I picked Homelander, and I know he does.
Homelander does, yeah.
No, yeah. I picked Homelander, and I know that they have the exact same fucking power.
Yeah,
but Omni-Man nor Invincible shoots anything out of their eyes.
Yes,
Omni-Man does. Invincible hasn't developed the power yet.
He's a little guy.
I'm going to
Dutch. Do you not remember when he completely fucking decimated the team?
Yeah, he didn't use any.
Yes,
any.
Yes, he did.
Yes,
no,
he
did.
The
first scene of the show.
Okay,
bro.
Right. He kills Red Rush by crushing his head. He kills.
You got Haas taking off his fucking headphones.
Listen to me.
Somebody pull up the clip, please.
He kills Red. Tell me where I'm wrong. He kills Red Rush by crushing his head. He puts a fist through the Green Ghost. The Martian's wrapped around him and he rips his eyeball out. He grabs Batman and gives him what's his name? Darkwing, and he smashes him like Hulk did Loki.
Dutch.
Wonder Woman, War Woman, he breaks her neck.
Dutch. The
and
way he kills everybody doesn't dictate whether or not
the fish he uses the mace.
You're not answering the question. That has nothing to do with anything. Just because you remembered how everyone else died, it doesn't mean that he doesn't have that power. What are you talking about?
Okay, I'm going to bet. I will bet you something
Dutch,
of value
Mike this upset.
that he doesn't have that power.
He has it though.
I've got a picture of him right now.
Hold on.
What's the bet?
Dutch, what are you betting?
I don't know. What do you want to bet?
I'll bet you a cold brewski next time we hang out.
All right, a 12 pack of brews and a bottle of reasonable liquor.
Okay, deal. High five over the internet. Boom.
High five over the internet.
Okay, Hans, pull up the video.
I'll make the sound. And
no. Some picture of it is not proof.
Oh my God!
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm saying no. Wait. Let me clarify that. Some picture like fan art doesn't count.
Where's
Chat?
Official chat. Where's chat?
Official Image Comics. So you
See
got to
what we
find me
have
an
to do
official
with-
Image
Official
Comics picture.
Image Comics. You're gonna go ahead and say that what they put into
Yeah,
the
it's
fucking
gotta
TV
be-
show doesn't count.
What they
After
put in
you
the TV
sat here
show.
and told me how
Oh no,
everybody
the
died
TV
in
show,
the TV show.
the TV show or the comic, either one. Yeah, and I'm halfway through the Compendium 1. It's like
Compendium.
19 issues, and he has not had eye lasers one time.
Are you watching the show? Because
I've
on the
watched it
show,
twice.
he shot lasers out of his eyes.
I've watched it
On the
twice.
show.
Yeah, reasonable liquor means like I'm not buying you a $200 bottle of Jack Daniels or you know the
Uncle
the
nearest
gold,
here I
I'll
come.
set
the
it up
Golden
here.
Reserve.
I'll set it up
is-
here. My idea of reasonable liquor is anywhere between a $30 and $60 bottle of liquor.
Yeah, I would say I was going to say $20 to $40.
No. All right, I'm
I'm
putting
saying
it up
you're on.
there.
I'm saying you're on
You're
with me.
3 to 1. You're getting $30 to $60.
So which episode was it where he destroyed that entire like bug people who were going back in time and he decimated half the shit with his eye lasers?
Yeah.
Which episode was that? Because Dutch doesn't remember.
Oh fuck! Let me
And
look.
there it is. Boom. He just remembered that he did wipe
All
out
right,
that
you
whole
might be
fucking
right.
shit.
You might be right. He might have used them. He might have used them.
Do it
there,
up, dude.
but he
Oh,
hasn't
get
used
him.
them. He hasn't used them anywhere else other than that.
Not
So
what you're
what?
saying. Not what you're
Okay,
saying.
but you might.
Wasn't
You know
the
what?
argument.
You might be right. It might have been in that 3-second thing. You could
Yes.
be correct.
Yes.
I can
That
admit when I'm wrong.
3-second thing. He's gonna play it down
Yes,
so
he's
hard.
minimizing it as much as he can.
I'm gonna go back and watch that scene just to verify it. But yeah, absolutely. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Yeah, because he can't trust
Mike-
us black folks.
Mikey, if you can find that online, like YouTube or something, put it in the chat. We got.
We all have Amazon, so it's easy to find. So
Don't tell me
Alright.
what I do and don't have. You don't know me.
What were
It
those-
makes me bleed my own blood.
show's off to a rousing start, but I do still have the best.
I don't
shirt,
know
so
why
fuck
you
all.
picked. Why did you
I've got a
pick
great
that as the
shirt
hill
on.
to
I
die
don't. I
on?
have no shirt on. That's why I have no camera.
Like that was
I've
such
watched-
a-
Nobody needs to see this.
I've watched the show two times, and I don't remember him ever using
Oh,
it
you missed
once.
it twice.
And I was thinking to myself,
Were
he's
you
got
on your
all the
phone
powers.
both times.
He's got all the powers. Actually, yeah, I only watch TV on my phone.
No, I never mind.
And he had all the powers of Superman except without the weakness, without the heat vision, and without the cold breath. So Homelander had the heat vision, which he was very prominently used all the time, right? So
Jay, Mikey, I have to cut you off for a second. Roll Tide would like to know: does Night Train count as reasonable liquor?
that is the only reasonable liquor. I also think Seagram's those Seagram's wine coolers. count.
Seagram's escapes.
Yeah.
White wine
Yes.
spritzers.
When you want to get away, you just get a minute.
Zima and white wine spritzers are on their way.
Yo, can we just also say that White Claw is the new Zima?
I don't like it.
I will agree 100%.
They're the same thing. They just rebranded that shit. They even tried to bring back Zima for like 6 months. And they're like, you know what? What if we just called it?
I bought that 24 pack too. It was good.
I will say the thing is, Zima came around in the time where I still wasn't able to get near alcohol.
Same,
So
but I wanted it.
I've only ever been told that it tastes like Smarties. I can't tell you from any experience what the hell Zima tastes like.
It was like what they always had really dope commercials because they used to aggressively advertise during like evening shows.
You got to
Oh,
put
yeah.
the grenadine in it.
And then they had like the blue neon, and it was like Zima.
Yeah, it was all over Comedy Central in the 2000s.
It's like Zima, your little baby ass can't get this yet. And I was like, you're right.
Fucking shit.
Pissing balls. I hate them. Hate them all. Okay. You're muted, Dutch. In case you're wondering.
I hate all of them so much, is all I said. So the soundboard is a little bit jacked up today because I just got a new tablet. And they're all at different volumes. So forgive me if some are too loud and some are too quiet. But what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the topic today. So the reason why I got into this topic, I could probably pull this video up while later on if you guys want to hear it, was Dean Cain, who is a conservative pundit
How dare you talk about Superman like that?
Him and Kevin Sorbo are like 1A and 1B right now in MAGA land. You know, they're just completely, and both guys that I really used to like, so it's kind of unfortunate. But, and I mean, you want to be a Republican, that's fine, but these guys have lost their rocker. But Fox News has Dean Cain come on because they say that the new Captain America comic book is far too political. Yes, the actor Dean Cain. Responding to Kevin in the chat. So they say that the new Captain America doesn't like America, and he's bashing America, and there's America hate in Marvel Comics now. Now they're referring specifically to the print comic, right? Not to the films in this particular case, because this is the newest iteration of a reboot that they've done with Marvel, and they have two Captain Americas right now. You have Steve Rogers and you have Sam Wilson, right? So they have like dual caps, and Dean Cain goes on Fox News and basically says, in short, that they're ruining comics, right? I'll pull the clip up in a little while and I'll play it. But here's the funny thing. Fox News, A, you're triggered by the strangest things. And B, you chose your rebuttal for Captain America to pick up a guy who played an off-the-cuff version of Superman. It's not even the same. It's not even the same hero. Number one. And number two, within the first 30 or so issues of Superman, before he was even actually referred to as Superman, right before World War II, the comic book company that preceded DC, I think it was Action, put together a sort of a propaganda comic with Superman. Now, this was before he had the red tights. He had a cape. He had like white underwear on. He didn't wear any leggings. He was very strange looking. And he literally went to Nazi Germany. Superman went to Nazi Germany, grabbed Adolf Hitler, flew up to Russia, grabbed Stalin, brought them back, put them in front of the League of Nations to stand trial, and was overtly anti-war. The entire comic book was overtly anti-war because, if you recall, pre-Pearl Harbor, World War II was not popular in the United States, right? Mm-hmm. So where, Dean Cain, are you getting your information from? Art is political, other than maybe like making an origami piece, a piece of origami, and that could be political. A picture of a square could be political, but it's probably not. Any art, any complex art is automatically political.
Speaking of which,
yes,
Dutch was right. God damn it, Dutch was right. It wasn't his eye lasers that was going through. That was when he went super fast and he turned into that red beam, and then the shockwave killed all of them. He does not have laser vision. I will send you your booze, you son of a bitch.
I do not want it. I want sent to me. I want to drink it with you.
Well, it looks like that's all the time we have for this week, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on, everybody.
So, okay, well, it feels nice to be vindicated, but
still muted.
Nonetheless, let's start with our guest. And actually, what I'd like to do, because this will be kind of fun, before Matt's prepared a couple things, because Matt's awesome. He does this show over at Jock and Nerd. I don't know if you guys have heard it, or probably mentioned it while I was changing into my wardrobe here. That it's basically called "What the Fuck Happened," and they'll do movies like Catwoman, just horrible superhero movies, Howard the Duck, etc. And he'll basically go through it. He gives these amazing fucking narratives, right? So what he is about to do, I know, Matt, and it's going to be good. However, what I'd like to do is have a Fox conversation here, because Matt does a great Joker. Mikey does a phenomenal Obama.
Are you
so
saying
give us
faux?
Yeah, faux.
Yeah, he was.
I always say Fox, right? I've been saying it my whole life. It's not gonna change. Yes. So because Guy Fawkes has the same spelling. Yes, that's right. So Dean Cain is being interviewed by Fox. Mikey is being interviewed by the Joker. The Joker says politics are too political. Obama, you started out. Give us a few seconds of this because I think it'll be very funny.
Okay, you lost me because you got me.
Obama interview.
You said Fox again, and it got me all fucked up. And I'm like, what's happening?
Mikey, what he wants is we are doing a Fox News interview. You are Obama, and I am Joker, who is a Fox News anchor, asking about whether or not comics are too political. You say yes, or no? I say yes, and you say they've always been.
Well, first of all, Mr. Joker, if that's your name, it's very interesting that you would ask me this question on today, July 7th in America. It's plain to see. Everybody knows. Everybody can see. Politics and comics have gone together since the dawn of time. Everybody knows that. How do you not know that?
Well, Mr. Former President, one of the things that I feel is the problem about this instance is that it wasn't until 2008 when Marvel decided they wanted you to team up with Spider-Man that they ever brought politics into the comic book world.
Hold on.
Certainly not a political figure.
Now, Mr. Mark Hamill, I hate to interrupt you, but I got to stop you. Because you're wrong. You're dead wrong. Miles Morales, who is from the gente, from the barrio and the gente. I don't know. He doesn't do a lot of like Cory Booker shitty Spanish. But Miles Morales, that movie was fantastic. And if anybody doesn't like it, then they don't like Spider-Man.
We're not even talking about Spider-Man. We're talking about Captain America, who's always been for American values. He's always represented what America wants, hence his name. Otherwise, he'd be Captain Communism.
I mean, that's very interesting. He does a lot of ums. That's his breaker. Now, you keep saying America as if there's two Americas. Because I live in America with blacks, browns, whites, gays, and straights. You're telling me that there's only one kind of America? You got any proof for that?
Are you trying to tell me that America is inherently racist? Now that's just absurd! And I'm the Joker, and I know absurd!
Well, I mean, if you take a look at my book, Dreams of My Father, I speak about the differences in America. And have you read it? Have you read the book, Mr. Joker?
I haven't, and obviously you're very racist against whites. Next up on Fox News, Bill O'Reilly gives us the hour.
And
you've been my fault before?
Me and Matt are going to hang out.
Inconceivable!
Me and Matt are going to be best buds. So long, guys. Me and Matt are going to go.
Yo, everyone informed TJ. He's been replaced officially now.
Oh, no. We can't have the fan fiction about me versus TJ.
I tried to get TJ on today. Originally, he said yes, and he got called into work this morning. But I think the real truth is
Dutch,
that he found out Delhauer was coming on.
Are you telling me yet again I'm replacing TJ on a show?
No. You were on way before this, but because you were coming on, I was like, hey, TJ, you want to come on with Matt Delhauer? He was like, absolutely. And then, of course, he's like, wait a minute. Oh, Matt's that guy who I always blow off the show when I'm supposed to be on with him. So I have to stay in character.
I have a running concept of how I have to fucking avoid him like the plague.
I like it.
We should make a cut of that segment.
Man, one day I'm going to run into TJ, and I'm going to let him know, you broke my heart, TJ.
You cut me deep, Shrek.
Oh God! All right. So Matt, you're up. What do you got for us?
All right. Fuck. Where the fuck do I want to start? All right. Captain America is the thing that they brought up first, right? Yeah. I don't even want to go into a whole lot because literally the biggest thing that I have is I literally have an entire graphic novel that I want to run through as the example I have of politics and comics. So the biggest thing I'm going to touch on first is Captain America in general. There is an interview that was done years ago with the creator of Captain America. I believe it is
Kirby.
Joe. No, not Kirby.
Yeah, Kirby and the other guy.
The writer.
Yeah. It was Joe and Jack was their names.
Yeah, Joe. I can't believe I didn't write it down.
I'm on
Fuck me, whatever. I'm going on. The biggest
Joe
thing
Simon.
Joe Simon, thank you. The problem is I mix him up with Joe Shuster all the time because it was the exact same period. Joe Simon.
Me too.
Joe Simon had an
All the
interview where
time.
they were talking about Captain America, and they were talking about the inherent political message of Captain America. And what he had said in the interview was, when Captain America came out, America wasn't yet in World War II. So the American Nazis weren't happy with what we did to their beloved Fuhrer. That being him getting punched out on the cover of the first ever Captain America comic. We had a couple of personal encounters with the Bund, which is an American Nazi
Yeah, the
group.
German-American Bund. That's right. Good history.
But that didn't stop us. If anything, it added fuel to the fire, which means the creation of Captain America and what he stood for from day one stood against what many people in America who supported Nazi Germany believed. Because they felt, as being Jewish American creators of comic books, was a character that was meant to stand for the ideals of America, and the ideals of America were not ever the Nazi beliefs of Germany.
Well,
Well,
let the church say.
they weren't until I came along.
I was
And then
gonna
I
say,
came along.
And they sure weren't in 1941. Beyond
And
that,
then I rode down the escalator with Melania, who's very beautiful.
some of the
and
other
brought
things that I have
fascism
written
with
down.
me.
Wonder Woman, in general. In
Mhm.
1943, her creator, why do I only have last names again? Marston.
We'll just call him Buck.
My name
Fuck.
is Buck. I drive
And
a
I'm
truck.
here to talk
and I love to.
What I have is I literally am pulling quotes off of Wikipedia. Marston designed Wonder Woman to be an allegory for the ideal love leader, the kind of woman he believed should run society. Frankly, Wonder Woman is psychological propaganda for the new type of woman who I believe should rule the world, Marston wrote. In a 1943 issue of the American Scholar, he said, "Not every girl wants to be a girl so long as our feminine archetype lacks force, strength, and power. Not wanting to be girls, they don't want to be tender, submissive, peace-loving as good women are." Weird.
Wow.
Women's strong qualities have become dispelled because of their weakness. The obvious remedy is to create a feminine character with all the strength of Superman, plus all the allure of a good and beautiful woman. Oh, it's William Moulton Marston is his name. Not 100% behind the idea of how the proper woman is submissive or anything like that.
Right.
He was very much into bondage, and that is his own thing to deal with. But to comment on the idea that Wonder Woman was created as being psychological propaganda of building a new type of woman who should rule the world feels like a thing that Republicans would consider political.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
And
So
now-
they might do that given the makeup of the female anchors on Fox News there.
Certainly,
yeah.
certainly could be. Now, boys, I have to ask you, do any of you remember a little run of comics back in the 1970s called Black Panther versus the Klan?
Yeah.
Never heard of it. No,
I remember
Really?
that one.
Well, let me refresh your memory.
Panther. Sounds interesting.
Black.
A run of a 5-issue long story of comics, 17 pages, all in what is sadly called jungle action.
Wow.
Was a story that
Wow.
involved the
Oops.
character of Black Panther taking on the Ku Klux Klan, and was considered at the time one of the most controversial stories Marvel ever told. A black hero fighting against racists in the 1970s was considered the most controversial story ever told by the company.
I know he wants to beat up bad people, but do they have to be white?
Right. How dare that man exert himself beating up all them racist white folks, sniffing up all the white man's good air. That big old nose.
Beyond that, as we move forward in time, we have such things as the Civil War comic from 2004. A story in which we saw the Avengers, and not only the Avengers, but every character we have known as heroes in Marvel split in half over government mandates as to whether or not they should give up their freedom and privacy in order to become agents of government control.
It's coincidental. I mean,
The movie Captain America Winter Soldier, in which Captain America himself rebels against the government because they'd rather see him give in to a system in which they will give up freedom for safety.
Mm-hmm.
The characters of Miles Morales Spider-Man, not only a half black and half Hispanic character, but one that in 2018 was given his own story that dealt with a consequence of superheroes kidnapping minority characters to brainwash into being supervillains because they wouldn't be missed from their low-income housing areas. Or Miss Marvel, another character who is an Indian American character that after gaining her powers had to deal with stories that dealt with the problems of immigration and deportation in America.
Coincidence?
None of this sounds at all political.
This is all incidental, dude.
Two more things to bring up. Number one, the Black Panther movie.
Yeah.
In general. But to narrow it down, the story of Killmonger, the son of a man who was left out in America after being exiled from Wakanda, in which his son grew up being persecuted and made an outsider due to being a black man in America, who then decided he was going to seek out revenge against the high technology country of Wakanda because they weren't doing enough to protect their black brothers and sisters across the world.
See, that's how you can tell it's fiction. No black persecution in this country. Huh. Clearly.
What are you talking about?
This is post-racial America.
What do you mean?
We already voted for
persecution. Obama. What are you talking about? We had a black president.
And finally, this isn't even anything to do with comics themselves, but to do with an internet discourse. How many times in the past few years have we seen major comic book fans, you can't see, but I'm using air quotes here,
air quotes,
comment that they would like to see a return to comic book villains who are just evil rather than being morally gray. And the problem is because a lot of comic book fans don't like to see villains in their comics that behave and think like they do.
Yes, because
stepping on some toes.
Oh, that tea is too hot. That tea is hot.
I'm going to take a quick pause here.
Pause.
I have the Dean Cain interview. It's this is kind of the gist of it. It's like 8 minutes, but this is trimmed down to 3.
So you can talk intelligently about anything for 8 minutes. Oh, wait, it wasn't intelligent. Never mind. Go ahead.
Here we go. Here's Dean Cain on Fox News.
Let's do it.
Captain America getting political and anything but patriotic in the latest Marvel comic series released right before Independence Day.
Well, the issue claims, quote, the first American dream is the one that isn't real. It's one some people expect to just be handed to them, when the truth is it never really existed in the first place. Other cultures, immigrants, we're at our best when we keep no one out. A good dream is shared radically, shared with everyone. When something isn't shared, it can become the American lie.
All right, well, you confused? So what does Superman have to say about that? Dean Cain played that role and took great pride in it.
What does Superman have to say about it?
What role did he play?
More than most, you would think?
Brian, I am
out of work.
America. I love Captain America. I love the concept of Captain America, but I am so tired of all this wokeness and anti-Americanism. We just celebrated our 245th birthday. In my opinion, America is the greatest country in history. It's not perfect. We are constantly striving for a more perfect union, as we all know, but I believe she's fair. equitable country ever, with more opportunity than anyone's ever seen. And that's why people are clamoring to get here from all over the globe. I agree with Senator Tom Cotton, who was on a couple days ago, who said that
Did he say Tom Cotton?
Captain needs to be demoted to lieutenant, because I think that makes good sense. We're here, America has its founding principles, which I firmly believe in. I believe in individual freedom. I believe in equality of opportunity, not outcome, competition, the ability to compete fairly, hard work, which brings you success and brings you material wealth, which in turn gives you self-reliance. That's what everybody wants on the face of this planet. That's what everybody strives for. That's why they're trying to come here. And I find, this wokeness, it's pervasive. It goes through everything. It's in our school system. The cool thing to do today is bash America. The comic books do it. The schools indoctrinate our kids. They do that. Our movies, our television shows is full of it. Celebrities, actors, athletes, the media, they love to bash America. I don't get it. I wonder to myself often, do these people ever travel outside of America? Do they go to other countries where they have to deal with governments who aren't anywhere near as fair as the United States? I don't think they do. I do it all the time. And I kiss the soil when I get back here.
You're exactly right. I think even more of a demotion, private first class America, whatever you want to call them. But you're right. If anybody would have traveled the globe, it's Superman and Captain America. And you remember the comic book for Superman.
Yeah, because you're playing a whole bunch of that at once, and I don't want the bots to get us. So I'm looking at Dean Cain. Okay, first of all, his name's not Dean Cain. It's Dean George Tanaka. Tanaka. That sounds like a very regional name. It says here
that's got to be from a very remote part of what, Britain?
It says he is Welsh, Irish, French Canadian, and Japanese descent.
So he can't be racist. It's impossible.
So when the internment camps were a thing, America's still great. So according to his own rules, you're still muted, Haas. According to his own rules, it would be a bad thing if he said the internment camps on Japanese people were bad and we should teach the children about them, because that would be woke, according to him. Even though it's literally something that happened, it's just a timeline of events, but it's woke because we talk about it.
Mikey, are you proposing that we teach critical race theory to these children?
I don't know if you guys caught us last week, but I'm just saying it's almost as if certain parts of history are just forgotten about. And as long as you change your name to Dean Cain and then you get on some CW show, you don't have to worry about it, man. It's
before the CW even.
That was the UPN 9.
Here's an interesting fact for you guys. Speaking of changing names, you triggered my implicit memory. Jack Kirby is Jewish. His birth name was not Jack Kirby. It was like Jacob Kautzberg or Kautzman or something like that. It was a Jewish
Mennonite.
name.
Jacob Mennonite.
And
that's a Kirby reference.
He changed his name when he started writing Captain America. He always used pen names. He never used his real name. But the reason why was because of all of the anti-Jewish sentiment that was going around the country in the 30s in the United States.
The exact reason why Stan Lee became Stan Lee.
Yep. Right. Was he Leibowitz?
So how isn't that in itself political?
Right.
The thing that I love most is that Dean Cain starts his argument with the comment of, I love Captain America and the concept of Captain America. Motherfucker, what do you think the concept of Captain America?
No, he doesn't know. He doesn't know.
To the right wing, the concept of Captain America is strong and defends America no matter what.
This is a thing that I remember when I lived in
Homeland.
When I lived out in bumfuck Pennsylvania years ago, when the fucking Captain America movies were coming out, and I'm pretty sure Civil War was the one that came out at this point. The local newspaper put out a fucking article talking about how the movie had decimated like the legacy of Captain America by making him an outlaw and a terrorist in the name against the American government. And I can't tell you how fucking mad I got about that. Because immediately my thought was, oh, so because the name America is in his title, you immediately assume that means that he stands for whatever you think America is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you get it now.
And
now you know.
I'll admit,
Get out of
I'm
here.
white and I'm slow to the uptake.
Well, we'll finish this crazy talk out for another 50 seconds. Here we go.
Man, when he disavowed his American citizenship and said he was now his allegiance was to the UN. I mean, this is everywhere. And if Captain America can't love America, then who can? And what can be done about it? Because the countercultural view now is to be patriotic. Everyone in your line of work, it's a boring take to hate the country because that's what they're all doing.
Well, exactly. That's the whole point. Today, the cool, the fashionable thing to do is to bash America and to hate America. And I am on the exact opposite side of the fence. I love this country. I'm a full, complete optimist as well. I believe the pendulum will swing back to openly appreciating America.
There you go.
Isn't it interesting that to quote unquote love America, you have to be blindly allegiant to America and totally turn a blind eye to all of her flaws. If you criticize America and you demand America be better, or you say, hey, America, you know, all those promises you made about freedom, liberty, and pursuit of happiness for all, looking at it in process, it's not really happening like that. You should do better to live up to those promises and those aspirations that you put out there. Now that to say that means you hate America. You're anti-American.
But at the same time, with the other side of their mouth, they criticize America all the time for drifting away from biblical principles.
Right.
When
this country was founded for freedom from religion.
And so they say this is, remember, they say this all the time. This is a Judeo-Christian nation. We were founded on Judeo-Christian principles.
Well,
we've
don't
gotten
forget,
away from
Dutch,
them and our country is fucked.
We have freedom of religion and separation of church and state, but we're also a Christian nation.
Yeah.
And Tim Bristol brings up a very good point. He says the right wants U.S. agent, not Captain America. And that's exactly what I was talking about earlier when I said that the entire story about John Walker in Falcon and the Winter Soldier is political. Because the entire story about John Walker is the idea that they wanted a new Captain America who wasn't a good man. They wanted a good soldier who followed orders of the American government.
Precisely. Dean, finish off your statement. He's got about 20 seconds left.
Full, complete optimist as well. I believe the pendulum will swing back to openly appreciating American values, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. As soon as people start studying them in school again, I think we'll get people understanding them and appreciating them. So today, me being sort of a counterculture guy, me supporting the flag and the red, white, and blue in the United States of America makes me a revolutionary in some terms.
Oh my God, you're so cool.
Please make me relevant. Please, please love me. Please, I need a show. I haven't worked in so long. Please.
Dean Cain, you're so edgy now. You're counterculture.
I don't care how loud you say it.
I need a show. God.
There is never a moment where sucking the dick of the entire system is counterculture.
Oh my God, this mug was he was
on
the
all
balls.
sides.
He was gargling the gravy and everything.
I
Man.
was gonna say down to the shaft, touching the balls, swallowing the gravy.
That
baby.
mug was like
he was ready for it.
He hit him with the full-on Jill Scott pepper grinder motion.
Big old smile saying "Thank you, Daddy."
The best part of it is he goes,
I don't care if it gets
once
in my eye.
Once we start teaching American history again, he says.
Mm-hmm.
So
explain to me when we've ever taught actual, true American history. We do this show weekly, and weekly it's the same theme. Go ahead.
Hold on.
Oh,
you guys
Joker's back.
You guys are taking Dean Cain way out of context.
Mikey, teach me a lesson.
I went into his Twitter. So I just on a hunch, Dean Cain. I just Googled Dean Cain January 6th. Let's see what pops up. Dean Cain say January 6th was not a war or an armed insurrection or a coup. Making any comparison discounts the experiences of real warriors. Maybe she can propose a bill to help real warriors adjust back to civilian life. Now, that is in response to Breitbart News reporting that AOC went to therapy after the insurrection. Because a bunch of crazy people tried to break into her job and possibly harm her. She sought,
She was one of the ones they were looking for, too.
Oh,
So because she went out and did something healthy, now, well, maybe it wasn't a war, an armed insurrection, or a coup. So you can belittle people. I got a couple of other clips I can find up here. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, even away from that, the two big things were, number one, AOC was not only someone they were looking for, it was someone that Marjorie Taylor Greene was tweeting the whereabouts of.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was I think it was Lauren Boebert, right? But yeah. Who was
one
doing
of the two
that,
crazy twins.
Yeah, whichever one, I don't give a shit. I'll talk out my ass. They do. Number two was this is just on the slighter side of sane from Kevin Sorbo, who was putting out tweets about how January 6th was an entire insurrection caused by Antifa. Pretending to be followers of Trump to make Trump supporters look crazy.
Of course. I said before that their top people right now are a pillow salesman and two washed up actors that used to play Hercules and Superman.
Oh no, it's three washed up actors because they got Scott Baio.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Scott Baio. You're precisely correct. And a girl who was on the Pussycat Dolls for 5 minutes. Haas, can you read that Captain America?
Sure.
So what do we have on the screen here is we have a panel from Captain America back in the 80s.
This is the 80s?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to read from left to right, then down.
Right.
Okay, on the screen. Yes, so much hate between the races and classes. There's such a gap between the rich and the poor. In New York, it's like a third world country, living at the feet of elite corporate kings. That's Captain America talking. Then Daredevil says, strange, too, to watch Eastern Europe, the rebellions around the world for equality and a chance at a better life. It's as if America is lagging behind. Captain America, exactly. Power and wealth are so concentrated, and all we do is cut social programs.
That's not political, though.
No, not even slightly political. So what the fuck are they talking about?
The more I hear about that, all I can think to myself is that is just solid storytelling. It's character work right there.
Yeah.
Let me do a quick aside.
Mm-hmm.
Mikey.
Yes, sir.
This Crown Peach and Lemonade gonna have me fucked up by the end of this.
Man, let me tell you, that's that shit right there.
I'm on my third glass.
I was gonna say, I already asked about the smoke and you said you wouldn't tell. I wasn't gonna ask about the drink because I know it's a combo.
He knew that was a no too.
It's so good. If you guys haven't had it, by all means.
The pairing tonight, the drink is Crown Peach and Lemonade, and boy, oh boy.
Oh, that is.
I just want to say how much I love you guys.
That's a fucking dance, baby.
Dude, it's like a heavyweight. It's like a George Foreman jab. Sweet peach lemonade.
Mikey, I'm in Jersey. I don't need to wake up in fucking Georgia, baby.
No, it's so nice. It's just so nice. What are you doing over here, Dutch?
I'm making.
Why are we dancing,
nicer.
Dutch?
Yeah.
So
there's wanted to get next. He wanted to be in between us. Mike.
I already was.
He wanted to be an Oreo cookie.
So there's I told this story. So Delhauer probably knows this because I talked about this when we did a special Black Panther episode back a couple years ago, back when we were still Voice from the Underground.
When you wanted a white guy to come onto the show to talk about what Black Panther meant.
I had you. We had David Taylor, who is a black comic artist, and then we had TJ No Show. So there's really not much that we can do about that last part.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we didn't talk about TJ. I didn't think he existed anymore.
But so
y'all gonna leave my homie alone.
The original. There's two things with DC Comics. So when Marvel came out with Black Panther, right? DC was like, "Fuck, we got to get a black superhero," right? This is political, but it's also just kind of dumb. Their first attempt, their storyboarded attempt, before they went with Black Lightning, because it has to say black.
Gotta say black to
Yeah.
Nobody knows if he's black
how do
or
you know
white.
it's a black character?
Yeah, Black Samson. So they went. I don't know what the name of this scare.
Hey guys, all of his tweets have been wiped before January 28th.
Oh, go figure.
Oh shit!
If only there was this thing called the Wayback Machine. Fuck you, Dean Cain. I'm on your ass.
So
you mean Google?
They came out with a so they came out with an idea for a comic book character, and their idea was, this is how creative they were.
Oh, no, it's gonna be
their idea was to come out with a white supremacist Nazi who has some sort of accident experiment happen to him and morphs into a superhero with super strength and super speed when he kind of like the Hulk when he hulks up, right? But he turns into the superhero. But the superhero, I think his name was John Henry. He was a black guy. So you had a white.
Oh, so they used the legend of John Henry.
I think it was John Henry. A white supremacist Nazi turns into a black guy when he has his superpowers. Now, clearly,
that was a bad idea. Black people ass all over the place.
he completely changed. Obviously, they scrapped that idea. But then DC
that has got to be
else.
The dumbest, and we're all dumber for having listened to it. But
DC did another thing that I thought was actually kind of cool. The original writing, and this is what I was talking about. Matt probably knows this before. The original writing of the Aquaman villain Black Mantis, I think his name is.
Oh yeah,
Manta
was Black Manta, right? Black Manta was originally written as a black American who was frustrated with the American system. This is in the comics, literally. This was his original origin story. They changed it later, but I thought the movie should have used this. I mean, I hope they do in Aquaman 2. They touch on this, but he was a black American who was obviously disenfranchised, but also disgruntled at the American system. And his solution to that was to conquer Atlantis. So he used his brains and technology and stole weaponry to build a suit and build an army that would be able to conquer Atlantis so that it could become a safe haven for Black Americans. That doesn't sound even slightly political to me, does it? There's no social issues involved there whatsoever.
I would like.
And this was in the 60s.
I would like everyone to take a moment to absorb the concept of DC Comics essentially saying America is so hostile for Black Americans that the only way they can ever find peace is they have to conquer and take over a mythological land under the ocean to feel like they have any sort of agency in their lives.
Yeah. Interesting.
That's what you got to do.
Now, I'll agree, it's not as bad as a Nazi who turns into fucking John Henry and beats up black guys.
Right. And the legend of John Henry is a powerful black man.
Yes. A black
John
man
Henry
who
was
not
a
only,
man. He was
not
a
only a
big
superhuman,
man.
a man who overcame industrialism.
Yes. Yes.
So let me
Hey,
ask
like,
you guys.
hey, fuck that. Let's make the white supremacist
No.
Nazi
You know
be
what? That legend's bullshit. Now
That's
he's
bullshit.
a white guy.
Yeah, he was
who
white.
hates black men.
Yeah.
And becomes a black man. Like,
he used that sledgehammer to fucking kill black people.
Jesus
And they thought it was a
fucking
black dude.
Christ.
It was black. This is the first instance of black on black crime right there.
It was documented right there.
So let me ask you guys a question.
Is it about Dean? Is it about Dean Cain's Twitter?
No, Dean Cain's
because
not.
Is it about Dean Cain's?
Oh, we'll let
found
Mikey.
it.
Mikey can get back to him in a minute. Question for everybody, one at a time, one word answer. Mikey,
Penis.
Penis is the answer. Correct. Haas, no. Is religion political? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Haas, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Matt.
Oh, you talk about organized religion, right?
And here's
Organized
here's
religion,
the thing,
right.
Jason.
Yes,
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
Jason, this ties 100% into the story that I have outlined in a graphic novel that I want to talk about tonight.
Okay.
So
Very good. Very good.
Let's do some more before we jump into that bit.
Let me
Let's
finish.
do some more rails.
Let me finish this thought out real
Everyone
quick.
get fucked up before
This might
I
even-
ruin you.
I would have ate my edible if I knew.
This might even tie into what you're about to say. And there's no verifiable evidence to claim their claims are true, or to prove their claims are true. But do you know what is the supposed number one most distributed, not necessarily sold, most distributed comic in the history of America?
Penthouse Forum?
No. Too close. They're second.
Is it one of the chick tracks?
Yes. That's exactly right. Matt, tell us what chick tracks are.
Oh,
So
It wasn't one of them. It is them.
It's all of them in general. Okay.
Right.
So I have a vague understanding of this. Chick tracks are essentially small comics created by a man. I believe his name was, I don't remember his first name. I'm going to go ahead and say Charles Chick, who was an evangelical who created small comic books that they would spread out amongst the youth of evangelical churches to turn them against what they believed were sinful acts in their lives. Now, these
like
were
Halloween.
Yeah, these were highly
No
circulated.
penile manipulation.
These were highly circulated in the 70s and 80s. They spoke out against things like Halloween, sex, Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love me some D&D. Roll a D20, everybody.
Mikey, you.
What
and I are
about
gonna be best
masturbation?
fucking friends, man.
They
Natty
literally had a whole chick track about like a kid who played Dungeons and Dragons. The premise was kid plays Dungeons and Dragons, ends up being converted to Satanism and commits genocide.
Jay, please let me tell the story about Darkest Dungeon.
Please
wait. The guy's name? Jack T. Chick.
Jack E. Chick. Darkest Dungeon was a chick
Chick-fil-A?
tract. It was a Chick-fil-A tract that was literally a story about like this got turned into a movie, like an independent movie in I think the late 90s, early 2000s. I believe it was made into a movie as a parody, but they followed the story verbatim.
Starring Kirk Cameron.
Now, close, very close. About two girls who go to college, and while at college, they fall into the allure of the quote unquote RPGers at college, who bring them into the world of Dungeons and Dragons, in which they give up Jesus and their studies to be a part of playing RPGs until one of them commits suicide, having lost their character in Dungeons and Dragons.
I've been there, dude.
And the other one has to essentially repent and return to Jesus. Otherwise, it would lead to them rising the devil out of hell to take over the world.
Perfect.
Time out. Before you say that, I was traumatized, and I could only watch that movie again maybe like 5 years ago because my older sister used to Kalima and like put her hand out. I'm little, and I am very literal. And
is fucked.
I did not know that she was gonna rip my beating heart out of my chest with the Kalima.
That's hilarious.
I will say it was
Fuck
only
yeah.
within the past 5 years that I rewatched Temple of Doom and realized that movie fucking sucks.
Not great.
Not good.
Yeah, I never liked Temple of Doom, so I'm glad you said that. But these chick tracks, like, they come out against, being gay, against they even have some that are anti-socialism.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh, socialism
and
close to Satanism.
Yeah, and also for those conservatives out there, almost across the board, comics have defended capitalism. There's very, very few instances. We just looked at one with Captain America, but there's very, very few instances where they're not defending democracy, the American way, capitalism, and trying to defeat communism,
of course,
and socialism, right? So they've been political for you on your side. A bunch of white guys running around defending the American way for ages. And Stan Lee said this way himself. He said, I always put politics into my comics, but they were a backdrop. And then people get all pissed off and they say, oh, well, Avengers Endgame had that scene, and it was a poorly done scene where they grouped the women together. But they did it way better in the first one when what's her face from Walking Dead, Michonne, she says, well, how has she been up there all this time? And then they've got that little scene where Scarlet Witch and Michonne and Scarlett Johansson are all fighting the
Guevara,
Black Widow, get it right.
Yeah. So I don't remember her names on cue. You know that by now. But like that was a really good a women empowerment scene. The one in The Boys was fucking fantastic when they beat the shit out of fucking Stormfront.
I will agree with that.
Yeah.
I do think that the one in Endgame is very pandering.
Yeah.
But I also feel like it took too long. It was very pandering, but I also feel like it is one of those ones where we are 10 fucking years into the Marvel universe at this point, where we have had people like rioting over the idea that Black Widow hasn't had her own movie after Avengers. I'll handle a fucking 5-minute scene where a bunch of women kick shit out of people. It's fine.
Yeah, and it was only like 35 seconds, but still, like that's the scene that pisses them all off. And you just said it perfectly. They've had their way for ages. And then there's like, was Endgame about women defeating Thanos? No, it was about Tony Stark basically beating Thanos, right?
Your boy who started the fucking universe ended it.
Exactly. And they want to make it all about one scene. There's a lot of stuff that you could say that, like, there's some times where they change characters. Like, I didn't like the Jimmy Olsen change that the CW did, not because he was black, because they made him a jock, right?
Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah. And
on Supergirl.
In Supergirl, they made Jimmy Olsen.
You watched that?
I watched the first season. Yeah.
That's
in fact, he was Guardian, right? They made him a superhero. They made him black, and they made him a jock. Like, super good looking dude.
I watched the second season because it was actually on the CW and not CBS.
CVS Pharmacy?
We forgot something.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, we did. Oh, you know what? We forgot both. All right, so let's interrupt the show right now. We have 2 games to play. All right, we always start. We haven't had a guest on the show in a while. Of course, you guys had Cortez on and didn't play any of the games.
We were busy.
Yeah.
But we're busy waiting for Cortez to come
boys, don't put up with that shit. Don't let him talk you down.
Yeah. Who do you think you are?
Don't talk me down. All right, so the first game we're going to play is called 4 Down Territory. So we'll do this run through this very quickly. All right, we'll do both real quick. All right, we're going to ask you 4 questions, then we're going to have you play a game. All right, here we go, Matt. Haas, you want to ask the first question?
Hell no.
Okay.
Off to a good start. All right, I'm ready.
Why don't you want to ask the first? You always like to ask the first question. All right, Mikey.
It's a relationship. I gotta throw stuff at you, man.
I was thinking about the other one because I already had the banner up.
Right, well, we got to do them. We got to do them in order, though. We got to do them in order. We have to have some consistency.
You didn't even remember.
You're right. I totally forgot. But Matt,
we got you. Yeah, we got a thing.
We're going to ask you 4 questions, and you'll get an answer to them.
Okay.
Mikey, go.
I hate you. Who deserves a movie more, the Dora Milaje or Black Widow?
Dora Milaje.
Thank you. And now me and Matt are best friends. Goodbye, everyone. I'm leaving.
Cream soda or root beer?
Cream soda.
Pause.
Okay, Haas.
Cream in my soda.
Speaking of
cream in my root beer.
At what age did you realize your bisexuality?
29.
Was that like last year?
It was 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
So you.
So here's the thing.
You look like Elsa.
I'll give you an extended answer. Ultimately, I have been a person where for the longest time I have been more than willing to answer questions of quote, who would you go gay for, without being weird about it. And it wasn't until 29 when I actually like had an experience with another guy that I was like, oh, that makes sense. I'm bi.
Like, oh, that totally checks out now.
So how was Rug Boy?
You know what? He's a lot more generous than you'd think, but he won't shut the fuck up.
Mikey,
he's
last
a thoughtful
question.
Lover. He's got opinion.
Except for the burns on the side of the penis, because he is made of felt.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
It is a puppet, okay, after all.
Look, they told me if I wanted to get back on the show.
There was this couch that they I could audition on.
It was this black couch in the back of
stretch marks on it. The couch has stretch marks.
You've been behind on your dues for years. You had to pay your dues.
They kept saying if I wanted a free shirt, I would be a part of the team.
It says fake taxi on it.
It was either it was either Rug Boy or it was Howard the Duck, and you chose wisely.
I went for the one that was going to be less traumatizing.
Mikey, last question.
You meet in a tavern. No. You have to play a 10-year D&D campaign.
Mm-hmm.
What is your race and class?
I'm going to go with my race and class from my first major campaign, which is a tiefling grave domain cleric.
Oh my god, I'm a tiefling druid. We are best friends.
Yes, we are.
Play the clip, Dutch. I know you got it.
I don't have the soundboard up anymore.
Oh my god.
Dutch,
what am I even doing here?
Negative on this new tablet. It times out real fucking quick. So I got it. I just got it like 4 hours ago.
What did you get?
I just got it like 4 hours ago. I haven't had time to do that. We'll deal with that next
time. What did you get, Dutch?
Just like a $80 Android tablet because I only need it for the soundboard. That's it. I don't use it for anything else.
You can do that on your computer. Never mind.
All right. I can't do it on my computer. I can't play it through here.
Honestly, spend $100 and get a fucking Stream Deck.
Did he say?
I don't know what that is.
So Elgato, which is a company, makes a device called a Stream Deck. I use it when I stream. It's literally it's a little box that has buttons on it that you can set up a soundboard to. That you assign sounds to each button.
How many buttons?
Play them. Depending on how much you want to spend, you can go anywhere from like I'm going to say
like 8
or 8.
I think it's in 4s.
I think the smallest one is 12 buttons.
Yeah.
Okay, I could live with maybe 16, 18 buttons. I have about 20 clips on the soundboard. But anyway, all right, now we play another game. It is called Prank One, Marry One, Snap One. You are prank calling a person.
Okay.
Because we can't say the F word.
Right. Well, we can.
I say it all the time.
Yes.
I've been saying it all night, Mikey.
Not the act. Like we're going to F word somebody. That's not a great thing to stream on the internet.
So by proxy, we're using
prank.
Prank. Mary stays the same, and then for the last one, it is snap. So you can bring them back.
Understood.
Okay.
It's a Thanos snap because the K word is not okay to stream on the internet.
I was gonna say I've been on Twitch a little bit. I understand the parameters.
All right, so
prank one, marry one, snap one.
All right, so let's go.
Yeah.
Mikey, you want to keep going first here?
Oh, I just went. You can go.
I'll go. It's fine.
You go. You go.
Now he wants to go first.
I'm just saying. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Idris Elba.
Oh, you took mine, you bitch.
He's been used before. All right, so I'll go with a female. The actress who plays, oh fuck, I can't remember her name. The main blonde girl on the boys. Starlight. Yeah.
Okay.
And I will go with Rosario
Anthony Anderson.
Rosario Dawson.
Anthony Anderson. He lost a bunch of weight though, so you know.
He did lose a bunch of weight.
Yeah, we're skinny now.
Oh boy.
So you got a white woman, a woman of color, and a man of color. It is your choice. Prank one, marry one, snap one.
Okay. Big Driss though. That's Big Driss.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say, oh shit, this is tough.
Rags.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna prank Starlight because I feel like I feel like I could get at least a good night of pranking out of that.
You want to make her glow?
Exactly.
Or even make
me glow. I don't know how it's gonna go.
Who knows how that works?
I'm gonna marry Idris Elba because I feel like he is going to take care of you in good times and bad.
He's stable.
And I am going to
we are canceling the apocalypse.
I'm gonna snap Rosario Dawson because I feel like she was probably the weakest part of Marvel Netflix.
Oh no, I loved her.
And that means that she gets to come back when they bring her back in Disney Plus Marvel show.
Ahsoka Tano?
Well, yeah, she was Ahsoka Tano, but I'm talking about Marvel. I'm not even touching on Star Wars.
You snapped Osaka.
Well, here's the thing, man. It took me so long to get into Clone Wars, and it was her fault.
Hey, you know what? Star Wars, also a comic, by the way. Also, completely no politics.
No. It's in a galaxy far away. What do their politics have to do with us?
Are there real lightsabers? No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So,
all right. Have you ever seen a fucking alien? What are you doing?
Well, Captain Kirk did.
Yeah, I almost wish like this episode was like comics and science fiction. Maybe we'll do another one that's science fiction, because there is so much wokeness in science fiction that people just blatantly ignore. Like
there's nothing that's out there that doesn't have something like some sort of comic anthology that goes along with it, though, right? Like
don't get me started on the left leaning
like Battlestar
politics
Galactica.
of fucking Blade Runner. I'll go for 4 hours.
So next topic, the left leaning politics of Blade Runner. Go.
God damn it.
So the
thank you, Ragabass Stabler in the chat. He says, "Damn right, you marry Idris Elba."
so to bring it back into the politics and comics thing, we'll wrap this up for about another 20 minutes, and we'll get to the humidor and we'll close out. My thought is this: people don't have a problem with punching Nazis anymore, right? Because it's like so mainstream that Nazism is bad.
Yeah.
So they don't think of that. I think where I'm at with this is they don't think of that as being political. But what they do is they feel like when you say something that they don't agree with, whether it's socio-political or political, then you have an agenda suddenly.
Oh yeah. Left-leaning, liberal, bleeding heart, progressive agenda.
Yeah. What's wrong with letting artists control their art?
Look,
fucking commies, man.
They only have a First Amendment right as long as they're praising the grand Lord above.
Well, I mean, think of it this way. You know, you only have the right to gather until the police decide that you're not gathering properly, and then you're all going to fucking jail.
Do you have permission from the government to protest the government?
Speaking of that,
isn't that great?
I was going to bring this up earlier. In the first and after Captain America started to get popular, they had a this is a long comment. I'll let Mikey read it so in a second. But after Captain America started getting popular, you guys might know this. They had a section in the comic book where you could join Cap's Sentinel. You could become a Sentinel of Liberty, which was like in Christmas Story where he's like, you can be one of Little Orphan Annie's
part of Little Orphan Annie's gang,
fan club, right? And you could drink your Ovaltine, but
You
like
can
they
be a
had
brown
this
shirt.
Exactly, they had this in the comic book, right? So it literally, and people did this across like a lot. It literally said to keep out an eye out for your Nazi sympathizing or communist neighbors and report them to the authorities. And people did it.
Of course it did.
So last I checked, communism, which is a more extreme form of socialism and Marxism, with some Leninism thrown in there to make it really bad.
Are you trying to summon Irish Swede? Because you're going to.
Okay, I'll summon them. But they were literally saying, hey, if you know anybody who doesn't agree with capitalism, help Captain America root this evil out of America and call the authorities on your neighbors. Totally no politics there whatsoever, but you loved it.
Though I also think of it this way, Dutch, this is a point in which a comic is actively asking for children to rat on those who don't agree with capitalism.
It reminds me of the movie Equilibrium. Remember that movie?
Which at this point,
I love that movie.
It's a great movie.
Tay Diggs and
Christian Bale.
Yeah, Christian Bale
and Sean Bean.
Yes,
in another one of the roles that he dies in the middle of the movie.
Dies again.
Sorry for spoilers. If you haven't seen Equilibrium, it's really not that big of a spoiler.
Oh, I wasn't talking about Equilibrium. I was talking about
balance. We were talking about balance.
GoldenEye. It was about the movie GoldenEye.
Lord of the Rings. I was talking about Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
But anyway, the thing that I find funny
no
about
politics
that,
there either
is it's also seeing the interesting change in politics in that ages ago, Captain America asked you to be a part of his crew that would seek out those who stood against capitalism and the American system. And then as time went on, when that suddenly became the thing that was oppressing the American people, Cap stood against it. And now, suddenly, he's considered too political for those who support the capitalist American system.
Funny that. This is Dark Sage 9117. Thanks for your comment. And they say, I don't know if it's a him.
Him downstairs.
Him downstairs. They downstairs.
What you say? I said him downstairs.
Most
shit.
I was a milk and cookie.
So what had happened was
most comics I have read have underlying political themes to them that deal with issues that really happen. I am fine with comics digging on politics. I like what you did there. When necessary. But I also feel, in a way, having real life issues involved in a comic is helpful depending on the story and context on which it is being presented. Thank you, Dark Sage 9117.
Gentlemen, I feel like this really kind of ties into the big point I wanted to make when it came to a major comic story that has to deal with politics in comics.
Do it. Execute Order 66.
So, fellas, I would like to take you back to the year 1982.
Oh, I got a banner for that.
Shit, I was 10 years old.
I got a banner for that. Hold on.
For those who don't know the year of 1982, don't remember the year of 1982, this was a time when Blade Runner, E.T., and what was the other? Oh, and John Carpenter's The Thing were all competing.
Great
in the box
movie.
office
God
at the
damn, that
same
was
time.
a good movie.
A young Drew Barrymore in E.T.
Firestarter.
Yes, and a graphic novel by Marvel Comics came out from writer Chris Claremont, starring the X-Men, called God Loves, Man Kills.
Whoa.
This is one of the first instances in which Chris Claremont was allowed to do an entire graphic novel rather than doing an episodic run in the X-Men series. And the story centers around an evangelical extremist group called the Purists, run by Reverend William Stryker, who set on a crusade against mutants. This includes such moments as the opening of the comic in which 2 young black children, no older than 10 years old, are running for their lives through city streets in New York before they are stopped in a playground and they are shot to death by unseen people who have told them that the only reason they are being killed is because they, quote, don't deserve to live.
Wow.
And it is only after they are strung up to be found by other people that we realize that they have signs hanging on their necks that declare them as muties. Claremont opened a book about persecution of mutants with the death of 2 black children without telling you why they were being murdered and leaving it up to the reader to recognize that it was black people being murdered for being black. Until it wasn't.
Right.
But throughout the book, it is a story about a powerful evangelical Christian group that is made up of people all across the country that you cannot possibly decide who is or is not a member of this group, that want to see mutants completely destroyed because they believe them to be an unprecedented danger to American society and American and family values.
Oh, yeah. Family.
There are instances in which the main leader of the group challenges the leader of the X-Men to a debate about their ideals and does nothing but fearmonger over national television in order to make him look weak.
Oh, Trump. I mean, yeah.
There are several instances throughout the entire story that every time William Stryker is doing a television appearance, people who are running the appearance, police officers who are running the live event, constantly make comments about how what he is saying is dangerous, but never do anything to stop what is happening.
No.
Really? That's what they do?
And it is only at the end when the fantastical story leads to William Stryker pulling a gun on Kitty Pryde, a then 15-year-old teenager, that he is stopped by a police officer who shoots him, saying that he would not allow him to kill an unarmed teenager on TV. Now, granted, while Kitty Pryde at that point was and is a Jewish American character,
yeah.
Please also note that it was in fact a white girl who was about to be murdered in front of all of these people. And the only way that they defeat Stryker is by, again, debating him and discrediting his beliefs after he has proved that he will go to any length to murder those he feels opposes his beliefs. The story ends with Charles Xavier, the leader of the X-Men, the ever stalwart optimist about the connection of mutants and humans, believing that he may potentially have been wrong, and maybe his consistent friend/enemy Magneto might have the right idea that humanity is not worth saving, and mutants might have to strike out on their own.
Magneto.
Very interesting. It's funny that we've been talking about politics this whole show and we haven't brought up the X-Men. I've got a lead into this. I want to play one last little clip. If you
can everybody name their favorite X-Men first?
Yours is Gambit, right?
Why are you naming mine? Name yours.
No.
What the hell? You know how to play games.
I'm not a huge X-Men fan in general, but
I gotta go.
I like Cyclops.
Of course you do. Of course you like Scott Summers, the punkest of the punks.
Dutch, that is the most Dutch thing you've ever
said
in my life.
Of course,
I like Cyclops. I thought he was cool.
I should have guessed, and I would have.
Though
guessed
in the
Cyclops
movies,
right.
my favorite was Quicksilver. Yeah, he was a punk in the movies. I liked him in the comics, though.
Two trash tiers.
Mikey, teach him what a real X-Men is.
Nightcrawler or Logan. Those are the only two right answers. Big house.
Right. He's right, Dutch.
Give me Storm.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, Aurora Monroe.
Matt?
It's always been Logan, baby.
It's always been you.
It's always been you.
Yeah.
To the point that I will say, one of the things that I am very proud of as a voice actor is Cape Swoosh did for their podcast. It's not on YouTube. You'd have to seek out the podcast, which I'm not 100% sure what fucking mediums that's on now. We did God Loves, Man Kills, and I got to play Wolverine in that.
Oh, I gotta find that shit
Yeah,
right now.
I will say,
listen.
our version is the PG-13 version. We cut out the two major moments where we figured we might run into some problems. Number one is the instance in which Kitty Pryde runs into a gang in the Bronx and they threaten to rape her. And number two is the instance in which Kitty Pryde gets into a fight with a guy at a bar because he calls her friend a mutie lover. And when her friend Jessie tells her you need to just let it go, she tells her friend Jessie, who is black, would you let it go if she called me an N-word lover? And Chris Claremont full on used the word in the comic because he said this was a gamble he was running to basically let everyone know this is how bad it is.
Yeah.
And just so you know, Maddie D, and everybody listening, the link is in the chat. So go fucking listen to this. I'm listening to this after I'm done and I have to do some production stuff.
I will say we put a lot of effort into it. I think it was one of the best ones we did. Also, my buddy Chant, my buddy Chant McLeod, who plays William Stryker. I know.
I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm sorry.
What a name.
It sounds like a
stripper name.
It sounds like a Billy Madison, Happy Madison production.
I will say the thing that I love most,
Anchorman. It sounds like the Anchorman sportscaster.
Hello, guys. This is Chant McLeod on the scene.
I love him.
It's a bloodbath out here.
The best part is I love him to death. It is his real fucking name,
Chant McLeod.
Chant
It sounds
McLeod.
like he's reporting the traffic over.
See,
Hey,
brownies
55's
have
a beast today.
Brownies have been around
I'm
for a
up here
while.
in Chopper 5.
He plays William Stryker. He plays William Stryker, and he fucking knocks it out of the goddamn park.
I am
totally listening.
Played that part like a champ, eh?
I am nerd horny for this. I got to hear this now.
Get on.
I'll be listening to this when we get.
Can we
off
wrap this show up? I want to listen to this shit now.
Soon enough. All right. So I want to play a clip from a YouTube channel. It's called Young Ripa 59. All right. I didn't get what I was expecting, and I only want to play the first like 2 minutes of this. But I think that you guys will find these comments to be. I sent you guys a link to this.
He's imbecilic.
No,
did you watch it?
Dutch, just so you know, I will never click the links you send me anymore because they just instantly raise my blood pressure. I am a black man in this country. I'm under enough stress and pressure as it is. I can't be taking random risks clicking on shit you send me. You might send me into a coronary.
Especially
coronary.
with bootlicking motherfuckers like this dude.
For anyone who's not entirely certain on how stressful this shit is, I'm a white man in this country, and I watched 2 minutes of that fucking Dean Cain shit before I said, that's enough. I'm done.
Yeah.
It's not good for my sanity.
Here goes the next brain mindfuck.
You ever been mindfucked before?
In response to me saying something against whatever political, social, political talking point that is being portrayed in a comic or let's say TV or film adaptation of comic books and comic book characters. And that is,
spit it out.
Comics have always been political. You'll hear something or see people say that all the time. And first of all, it's a complete non-point. What they're trying to do is shift and basically say, hey, you should allow this because something mildly political was brought up in the past. It doesn't even address the position, and it doesn't address the argument. And I want to explain why that it's a complete non-point to bring that up, but it's utterly stupid also as well. It's a stupid point to sort of bring up. First and foremost, the problem is that it's one-sided. It's an echo chamber. Most individuals recognize that comic books can be political. There have been usually everybody's at some point, every comic book character has at some point had some conflict with the government. There's been politicians involved, so forth. We understand that historically. We understand that whatever war efforts has been taking place has been depicted in comic books. Comic book characters that fought Nazis and so forth. We understand that. So I don't think there's a whole lot of people that are saying there may be, but I don't.
just so that there's a little break in the action, and so I can say for our audio listeners, he's got a lot of comic book memorabilia scattered about his office. So I'm curious to know where he's taking this.
You'll see in a second.
Okay.
I think the main argument, certainly I'm not making the main argument that politics should be completely removed from the comic, or politics can't be addressed in the comic. That's not the argument. Is that it's one side, and I'm going to go in depth with that here in a little bit. The other thing is that it's too on the nose. And by too on the nose, I'm meaning that, example, Lois Lane issue number 1, talked about this on my page. They have chick that is a spokesperson for the White House that looks like Sarah Sanders, former spokesperson of the White House. She's grilling her about refugee camps, right? So, which is a play on the current narrative of concentration camps and what's taking place at the border and so forth and so forth. No talent, just literally wrote it in the
quick note here. This is from 2019
book, right? And that's on the nose. Now, the thing that y'all like to point to the most is X-Men. That's everybody's beloved. Oh, we point to the X-Men. Politics or comics have always been political. X-Men is synonymous or more so analogous to the civil rights movement. That is completely false. That is a myth. I have a video on that if you want to look at that. I'm not going to explain all of that. But even if we assume that to be true, that actually debunks your nonsense because it is seen as a metaphor for multiple interpretations, and it's not on the nose, right? You say Malcolm X, and they represent Malcolm X and MLK. When you talk about Professor X and Magneto, none of those guys are even black. Nonetheless, first, again, it's false. It's a false narrative. But even if we assume that to be true,
hold on, Dutch.
They're not direct.
Yeah, that's you're at the end of what I wanted to play.
Can we just
your thoughts?
Can we quickly comment on how your boy has a taxation is theft t-shirt on?
Thank you for pointing that out. He's doing a comic book show saying that comic books are too one-sided political and wearing a shirt that says taxation is theft while talking about the topic he says doesn't exist.
I'm not saying I'm good at what I do, but god damn it, Dutch. When I'm on, I'm fucking on, baby.
Then he says, if it's too on the nose, it's an agenda or something of that nature.
What he's saying is that comics, especially X-Men, cannot be considered political because they fit so many different agendas in the concept of oppression that if it's not directly on the nose with a certain political message, that it's not political at all. And then he goes on to make the comment about like, oh, people want to say that Professor X and Magneto are the same thing as MLK and Malcolm X, and that's not true. Here is a thing that I will agree with. I have read several instances in which people have talked about the concept about Magneto being an allegory for Malcolm X, and I also agree that I don't think that is entirely true.
It's loose.
It's very loose.
You can
his interpretation of it.
The biggest difference, or the biggest thing that a lot of people love to connect to Malcolm X being Magneto in this concept is that he was far more willing to accept the idea that you could not essentially sit still and be calm in the face of oppression in order to overcome it. Whereas Magneto's entire concept of that is not that you can't sit still and be calm, it's that you must violently overthrow your oppressor in order to overcome the oppression you are facing. And the problem is to see that as being an allegory for Malcolm X is the widest fucking interpretation of Malcolm X ever.
Yeah. If anyone did, I don't know, 20 minutes, what do you think? 15, 20 minutes on YouTube, not even like deep research on Malcolm X. Nah. I mean, if you want to contrast him against Martin, that's one thing. But if you know anything about Malcolm X, him and Magneto are very different. Very different.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right though. It was written by a white guy though, right? So his interpretation of it was probably
it doesn't
very
even
similar
have
to that.
It doesn't even have to be written by a white guy. It's literally all he is doing is he is fucking regurgitating talking points that other people have made And he made a YouTube video out of it because he wants people to see him as a fucking political figure in the world of pop culture. This is the problem of YouTube.
Now, how can you accuse him of being someone politically motivated in comics while making a video about political motivations in comics while wearing a taxation is theft bumper sticker fucking shirt? Talk to an economist, you fucking libertarians.
No, he's
complaining complaining of that things are too on the nose, or that if they're not on the nose, if it's too on the nose, it's bad, but if it's not on the nose, it doesn't count.
Mikey has a point. Making a video about politics and comics immediately means that he is not in any way speaking about politics and comics. I guess he's just a guy who's talking.
He's just reporting the facts.
Yeah. And you know what? You know what I heard, Dutch? Facts don't care about your feelings, motherfucker.
That's my favorite line.
I know it is. Or no, Dutch, your favorite line, and we're gonna.
I know what you're gonna say.
What am I gonna say?
Two things can be true.
Oh, yes.
Dutch, I got one.
Yeah.
All right, Dutch. I'm feeling that your favorite line is, no, that costs extra.
No, that's not my favorite line. I do say two things can be true at once a lot, but I said it way before Ben Shapiro came around. So
or I think I'm right.
Well,
today you were.
When it comes to Omni-Man's lasers,
sun shines on the dog's ass every once in a while.
Big House, what's your thoughts on the X-Men and the social issues therein?
And Big House, do you know what the thing is that you say all the time is? Because I know exactly what it is.
Fuck out of here.
No. You don't know that you're saying it.
So
nope. Well, guess what?
Oh yeah, he says guess what?
Guess what?
I used to edit that out because he said it so much.
But guess what? Fuck off.
I'm sorry.
All right, answer the question.
Okay. I think that this dude, like Matt said, he's regurgitating bullshit talking points, and also he's showing that for all of the memorabilia that he has, he doesn't have fucking any idea of real history of comics. Because if he did, he would realize that it's always been there. You know, I feel like he's too contemporary in his mindset. You know what I mean? He's only looking right here, and
only
he wants to tie.
Him.
He wants to, huh? What'd you say?
He's only looking for what triggers him.
Yeah, and then he you know, because of it's all framed through the lens of his ideology. You know what I mean? So then, and this ideology probably has formed in the last 4 or 5 years. So that's where it's condensed into. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you take some time and look at the expanse of comics, then you don't make that stupid statement. You know?
I have to wonder, off of what Big Haas said, how much somebody's interpretation of the political nature of comics is based on when they started being interested in comics.
Mm-hmm.
I first came into comic books, as a kid in the 90s, where like there may have been some political stories I may not have noticed as much because it was a lot of pouches, zippers, and no feet from Rob Liefeld.
Right.
And then it wasn't until we got into the 2000s and you hit something like Civil War that I first was ever able to see a political story playing out in comic books.
Right.
But from there, looking back on things before I had ever read, I don't know the politics and the history of what got put into these older stories from the 80s and the 70s and beyond that, because I didn't live through that shit. So that doesn't resonate with me.
Mm-hmm.
So if I got into comics at a point where, say, I first read Civil War, and as a, super right-wing conservative fan of George Bush and the fucking war in Iraq, I see this as being an attack on my ideals. I go, well, why are comics suddenly being political when they always have? But I can't recognize the politics of before because they don't affect the life I live right now.
Yeah, like now your toes are being
Precisely.
stepped on. Now my toes are being stepped on. Now I have a problem with it. I didn't even know about it before, but I think also maybe it's critical race theory to blame here. But I think a lot more people, because of the amazing ability that we have now to research things from in our pocket 24/7. You know what I mean? You don't have to go to college to learn stuff. Like you can go and watch documentaries anywhere on the planet now, which is crazy. So people are able to consume so much information, and a lot of that, it doesn't show, but a lot of that is historical. A lot of that is stuff that they did not. It's back. A lot of that is stuff that people didn't know previously. So now that people are learning more about the history of their country, and they're figuring out all the stuff that is past, like the 8th and 7th grade history, now that they're learning that, and that's starting to influence their art and influence the way that they think and how they act, that does not mean that now they're all woke. Motherfucker, this is history. This is shit that literally already happened. What are you mad about?
That's America's ass.
God,
And if
that is so loud, Dutch.
And if another motherfucker play a sound clip, guess what, Dutch?
I agree 100% with what you just said. So
that was a wind up for the consequences.
Oh, well, it's too quiet.
You fuck around with me, it's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
Oh, that's louder that time. I like it.
Not fucking quiet to me.
I have to turn my headphones down to like 50%.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
All right. So, Haas, you were saying about the X-Men. Close us out there, Big Haas.
I was saying about the X-Men.
Oh, close us out in general, you slime ball.
Let's not talk about my college years.
When you were reading Darkwing Duck.
How did you know his fraternity nickname?
No. That's not my fraternity nickname, but I was pretty bad in college.
That was
Once I figured out that being a slime ball gets you chicks, I figured that once you figure that shit out, it's what you go complete slime ball. Anyway,
treat them like shit and they'll never leave you alone.
Dude, never. They watch too many fucking Disney movies.
I'll never figure it out.
Anyway, that's a tangent. That's a tangent that we don't want to go on.
That'll be on the Patreon only episode where we fucking get ourselves buried by every woman that ever listens to it.
Let me tell you.
I was gonna say maybe for you handsome motherfuckers.
Shit. Who are you talking to?
Got that Farquaad look in his eyes.
Right. So X-Men.
Yes, sir.
Always been political.
Yes.
They always talked about, and the thing is that people these days, they only want sunshine and rainbows. They don't want to get in depth. People are scared to go below the surface because they don't want to, especially my America folks, they don't want to talk about the pimples on the face of this country that have always been there, but have been hidden behind rouge and cover up and contouring and stuff like that. And what the X-Men has done over the years, especially through the comics, via the comics, X-Men, Avengers, stuff like that, Captain America, what they do is they take a little wipe and they take off some of that rouge, some of that contouring, some of that cover up, and they reveal a little bit. And nowadays, people don't want that. They want that makeup caked on. And any attempts to remove it or to show what's really there under the facade is met with swift backlash. Just like any progress toward equality is met with swift backlash. And anything that plays at trying to actually send a message that's going to make a difference, it's going to be met with backlash.
Can I? Before
you both can.
That was a great wrap up. Matt, did you want to jump in one more thing? Because I still have one more thing about Dean Cain's tweets.
So I guess the thing that I'll do is I'll do a quick trivia question for you guys.
42.
Close, but not
11.
What?
69.
Nice.
Bruce Wayne.
What number issue of the Uncanny X-Men comic do you think we got to before they dealt with their first politically charged storyline?
0.
17.
3.
It's very close. I have seen a lot of people say that it's 3, but I will say that my honest opinion is number 1. Because the first thing they ever do in X-Men is they deal with Magneto, who is a fellow mutant attacking a military base in order to prove that mutants are superior to humans, and the X-Men stop him to prove that they are actually friendly to humankind.
That Magneto is so woke.
Yeah, I hate it when they get old white English dudes who are also Gandalf to just come up and try to tell us to rise up against our governments and ask for
How
patriotism.
dare these Holocaust survivors
Yeah.
make me feel like I am some way a bad person?
So
the caucasity. Don't you make me guilty.
Did you hear that one?
It's okay to be white.
Haas, I got this one just for you.
The caucasity.
There it is. So our buddy Dean Cain, on his actual Twitter feed, we talked about him earlier in the show in case you guys missed it. Go ahead and listen back. He is just a garbage can. But it was weird because I wanted to know what he thought about January 6th. His whole Twitter feed was wiped. However, there's this little thing called the Wayback Machine. The Wayback Machine takes screenshots of every website. Always. Forever.
Of all time.
All your tweets, all your everything. You can delete
forever.
I'm gonna find your shady
tweet that you post. You can erase if you want.
Boom, boom.
But them shits ain't never ghost.
I've got something for you.
No, guys, I swear it was autocorrect. I didn't mean to tweet that word. It was autocorrect.
Yeah, it was autocorrect.
So it's funny. It's funny. I don't know if it was like a glitch in the Matrix, but he would never really. He's very active on Twitter, but then for some reason, I couldn't go back to January 6th. And then for some reason, even in the Wayback Machine, there's only retweets. He doesn't do a whole bunch of tweeting, but I did find this delicious little retweet here.
Oh, delicious.
Delish.
Oh,
so this is from I don't even want to say your name, you worthless piece. January 9th is Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. A bunch of bullshit emojis. Show your gratitude and support by wearing the color #blue. Truly appreciate your Truly appreciate your commitment, Dean, for becoming a reserve police officer, as well as standing and supporting your fellow Leos. Blue heart American flag, clappity clap hands.
Your fellow Leos is the whitest shit I have ever heard in my life.
That's so nice.
So we got a couple of quotes from the man himself. He says,
"You got this fat ass saying the things. I'm not going to catch anyone."
Law enforcement has to walk that very fine line. It's a really difficult job. Yeah. They don't get enough credit. Mm. That's a quote from Dean Cain. And also from Dean Cain. Instead of going against the cops, I'm actually joining up.
Never going to be actually on the beat, but
that's why he's a reserve. And then there's a Superman holding a fucking Blue Lives Matter flag. Yeah. Are you fucking kidding me?
We got to take the police. Hey, that's going too far. That's going too far.
He fucking retweeted it. He fucking retweeted it.
No, it can't be political.
What I love the most is the fact that he retweeted it because somebody tweeted directly at him,
correct,
with pictures of him,
correct,
and quotes of shit he said.
Correct.
Yes.
Actually, he's not even tagged in this.
No, she just said his name. He's subtweeted in this fucking post.
So
I would like to throw in there, because I really want to be a part of this game, just the ability to say #Blair.
Like bleh.
Hashtag flat.
Like my
all the
Gucci
vocal
bag is bleh.
all the vocal
And I chose the blue
fry. I can
Louboutins.
all the
Anyway,
vocal
It's
fry.
all
Oh,
the way back. Yeah.
yeah. All in the bottom.
And welcome to White Chicks.
What a
Like
beautiful chocolate
I mean,
man.
I was gonna say, at that point, am I supposed to be the one who's just going, Megan, your jacket?
that's my favorite shit ever. I can't watch that without fucking tearing up. It's so good. So there you go. There is a perfect example of comics being politicized to his fucking point of view.
Yeah, that's how it is though.
And
Just like
there it fucking is. And guess what? You can't find this shit unless you know about the Wayback Machine. Unless you know how to dig into his fucking
but the
tweets
thing is
that he fucking purged
yeah.
so that he could make his fucking interviews.
Listen
Fuck
to
you,
the
Dean
silence. Listen to the silence when Drew Brees said what he said versus when Cam Newton or someone says what they say. It's when LeBron James speaks, it's shut up and dribble.
LeBron James.
But
Yeah,
if Tom
Drew
Brady's
Brees,
like,
they
hey
said-
man, you know, Donald Trump's a great friend of mine, and I hope he
No,
wins.
they did worse than that. They said Drew Brees. Why are they trying to silence him? He has First Amendment right. Let the man speak. That's literally what Laura Ingraham said.
The biggest question I have, though, for all of you is we're letting Drew Brees and Tom Brady say what they want to say, but the question I have for everyone is, what team decided they wanted to give Colin Kaepernick a chance this year?
That was the Washington foot. Nope, wasn't them either.
The CFL.
Yo, I've been saying he needs to get up on the NFL. And
Oh,
go
he's done.
else.
He's done. He's not
Yeah,
trying.
He's done.
He's doing his activism thing, dude. Yeah.
So, in closing, comics and art have always been political, and what you're seeing today is nothing new. Do we have a consensus?
Here.
Let me roll a
I
D20.
second that emotion.
Hold on. That's a natty 18, so yeah, I see right through that bullshit.
A natural 18 plus a 7, so that's going with 25.
Domino, motherfucker.
That hits. Please roll damage, Mikey.
Instead of rolling damage, how about I roll this?
I have the pleasure now to introduce who I believe is one of the baddest motherfuckers in the world.
Welcome to the Humidor with Big Haas. Find out what Haas is puffin' and drinking today.
No, wait just a goddamn minute.
I'm
That's the
about to say,
wrong one.
That is not my
Oh, no.
podcast wife. Where's my podcast wife?
Hold on. I thought I uploaded it. All right, I still got the video. Jesus Christ, get your fucking doorbell under control, Dutch. Fucking killing me right now.
All right, tell the pizza guy.
No one is interested in your goddamn DoorDash.
Where the fuck did it go? Hold on. Fill dead air for me, people. Come on. Help a brother out.
Okay, so once there was this one time
at band camp.
And all right, so look, here's the thing. Now you all asked, when did I know I was bi? So here's
Go ahead.
There was this one time at band camp. Mm-hmm. All right. Now look, you guys probably think that flutes are thin, right?
Was he a flutist?
Guess what?
Oh my god.
No, he was a violinist.
Thank the maker. I found it.
We're going old school here.
Welcome to the Humidor with Big Haas. Find out what Haas is puffing and drinking tonight. If you try his suggestion and you die, that is natural selection.
Baby.
And the Giveaway Podcast is not responsible for you being weak fucking sauce. So now, the one, the only, Big Haas.
Woof. Everybody, wipe yourselves down. It's time for the humidor.
All right, Haas. I'm at full mast, baby. Tell me what's going on.
First, let me take time out to thank Gina for the wonderful lead-in.
Jenna.
It takes him too long to get to it when we play her music, though.
Hey, I'm sorry that
he needs a cool down period.
I'm sorry that it takes me a long time to do things, but certain people appreciate that.
Including get a word out of your mouth. Go.
Anyway, so today
I'm puffing on a Delhauer 1976.
Yes, pink
What
and
the fuck?
veiny. No.
Oh, let me get the pause button ready.
I mean, it's pretty thick.
This is a Latitude 0.
The equator?
Latitude 0. All right.
You just lost some mash there.
Oh,
okay.
It's a little flaky now, but we'll get to that. We'll get to the flake. You can see that. See that? You see that flake? That is not. I'll take every second that I need.
Stop calling me flaky.
Oh my goodness! Come on!
All right. This is an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. This is a Gordo, which is 6-inch by 60 ring gauge, so it's a really thick one today. As you can see, look at that. You can almost see the rings like tree rings in there where they wrapped, where they the fillers were wrapped. All right. Got a few veins on it. Nice caramel brown coloring on the wrapper. Looks like a double cap. I did the V cut. I was going to do the straight cut today, but I did the V cut. The binder is Dutch
from Nicaragua,
as well as the filler is also
from Nicaragua.
Yes.
I'm calling bullshit, dude. I'm boycotting the fucking humidor until you get something from the fucking DR. This is bullshit. I get one cool thing to say.
I
sorry. Get Honduras too.
I'm sorry. There are a couple cigars in the humidor that are from go ahead and say it.
República Dominicana.
Right. I just haven't gotten to them yet. I'm letting them rest because I don't want to have problems with them.
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now the cigar is wrapped in Esteli, Nicaragua, and interesting facts are the company that makes the brand, the company that makes these cigars, Latitude 0, is actually
political.
They're actually out of the Oliva Tobacco Company, and one of the most famous Oliva cigars, which actually #1 cigar ranked by Cigar Aficionado a few years ago, was the Oliva Serie V Milanio. Oliva makes a lot of great cigars, and they are the company who actually make this cigar, the Latitude 0. On naked puff, that means puff without benefit of liquid pairing.
Bucket naked.
you get some nuts, like pecans or something like that.
You're gonna love my nuts.
There's a small hint of pepper, and I feel like if I had paired this with straight whiskey, I would have got a lot more pepper, but I don't get it now. And I feel like I would have gotten more of a woodsy note that I don't really get now, but I do get the cream pause and the caramel sweetness. And I think that's chiefly due to how I have it paired today.
What you got to pair with there, big homie?
I have it paired with the I want to call it the Famigné.
Yeah, I think you know what? A customer told me about it, but fuck that dude. He's cool, but fuck him. That drink is from now on called the Famigné.
You gotta do what the slave masters did to the slaves' inventions. You gotta just take them shits on as your own.
Yeah, I'm fucking I'm colonizing the shit out of that drink. That's the Famigné.
Yeah. Hey Jenna, it is thick. I hope one day to see. Anyway.
Oh my god.
All right. There's other people in this podcast, huh? All right. Now, if you're gonna flirt with anyone, it's me or no one.
Think about this.
I'll take
the tobaccos that make up this cigar are pulled from the top 1% of the tobaccos available to be used in blending. Okay.
Bernie Sanders is pissed.
Yeah. This is the elite cigar creation.
You got your pinky up?
Now
I got my pinky up a little bit, but what is very cool is this that the price point for this cigar is not that bad. you can get a box of 20 for about $117, especially in this Vitola. And you can get a pack of five, a box of 5, or a bag of 5 for about $35. So it's not that bad, but you're getting some premium smoke. You know what I mean?
I do. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So, Haas, you're telling me that this cigar is not trying to race other billionaires into space right now?
No. This cigar, if I had to make a car comparison to this cigar, this would be like a used Hyundai Genesis with like 10, 15,000 miles on it. You can easily roll that bitch to about 200,000 miles as long as you keep up with the regular maintenance, but you're paying a fraction of the new car cost.
I like that comparison.
You know what I'm saying?
I have a Golf GTI that I drive back and forth to the laboratory.
When my SUV takes a shit, it looks like it's going to be a black G80 for me.
Except his fuel is made from corn on the cob and carrots.
Now I have it paired with today.
Yes, it looks like a delicious beverage.
Haas, can you get that up next to the microphone while you're scrolling that around? Get
Let's
a nice
hear
sound to it.
We got a
Microphone, not the camera, the microphone. There you go.
Oh, nice. That's some very good clinkage from the ice cubes.
Nothing like sound to edit out.
Now,
leave it in.
It's okay when he does it on purpose.
It's got a whole lot of good glavin.
If you notice that
glavin.
You notice that the smoke is kind of moderate.
Glavin the hunter?
Wispy. It's not voluminous. You
that
see
was
that?
my name back in
But when I take a sip of the Crown Peach and Lemonade Fermigne on the rocks, which I'm about 4 or 5 cups in, then the cream really comes out. Pause.
Double pause.
And the caramel comes out.
Haas, a question for you.
Sure.
Is I know that there's a flavor you get when you're smoking a cigar versus the scent you get away from the cigar. Is there a big difference that you think there is between the two of like what someone outside of you is smelling versus what you're tasting?
What I'm tasting is the cream. And what I'm tasting is the caramel and a little bit of the nut.
So you're getting that caramel cream nut right in your mouth there.
Yes, I am. All up on my tongue.
No.
But when I do the retrohale, I get a splash of the woodsy note.
Okay.
So you let the smoke out, you blow a little bit through your nasal passage, and then you inhale a little bit through your nose, and you get some other essences, and the oaky woodsy essence comes through there.
So
now
the feeling you get from this cigar, is you're getting a creamy nut in your mouth in the woods.
Out in the woods.
Out outdoor. In the woods.
This is some outdoor action.
Excellent.
It's very sandalwoody out there.
Just imagine if you're out dogging.
No, okay. All right. No, I'm 100% on what you're saying. Dutch thinks he's making jokes out here, but I'm in on what this joke is.
He's out being a missionary.
So, if you notice,
good word.
It's a very good cigar, very good price point. I would definitely buy a box of these. I would definitely be careful where in what setting I smoke it though, because if you look here, hold on, I'm gonna turn this.
I'm noticing that it's a bit wavy.
Look at the ash. You see the outcroppings here?
It's almost like the corona around the exterior of the sun.
It's a very flaky ash. So you get a lot of pieces of. So this is a cigar I might not smoke.
That's America's ass.
If I'm at the cigar lounge, I'm probably not smoking this cigar because I don't want ash all over me. Out and but if I'm by the pool watching the kids swim, or if I'm in just kind of chilling out on my own and I don't really care, then I'm rocking this.
All right,
because
so what you're telling me, Haas, is that this is a thing where you don't want people to see how ashy you are.
Yeah, you don't want to see it. You don't want to see all of the you don't want to see all of that stuff all over your shirt and stuff.
Gotcha.
You know, because you're out in public.
Because you don't have any Pert Plus on you.
But if I'm at
teacher,
home, I can get as dirty as I want.
Teacher, my hand's been raised for
Sure.
7 minutes.
Go ahead, sir. Student number 1.
Yes, thank you. I've been noticing that you haven't really been doing the in relation to the ash, the lotion pump-o-meter. We haven't really heard about that.
Would you like to know how many pumps?
Yes. What's the lotion pump-o-meter for the ash on this cigar?
Well, here's the thing. Because the ash is flaky, it's a little brittle. Okay, so you might not get. Ooh, put that flow state up.
Yeah.
That's a great cigar. I've had a few of those.
You probably just cut it open
the ash
and
is
filled
flaky.
It with shitty
It's a little
fucking
bit because the ash is flaky. It's a little bit more unstable, so you can't get as long of an ash. But this is not bad. This is about an inch right here.
It's all
you know what I mean? About an inch and a half. Hey, sometimes you just got to rub it on there. And not put it in.
My feeling has always been if you can't make an inch work, then you don't know what you're doing.
You don't know what the fuck you're doing.
You're not doing it right. We say that in the lab constantly.
Because in theory, it's like they say it's the first 3 inches, right? But anyway,
we digress.
You know, my feeling has always been if a genie told me that I could win, $1 million, but my penis has to be 3 inches for the rest of my life. That's $1 million plus 2 inches to win-win.
The bird line.
How do I lose?
The bird line is wavy. Okay, you see that? Look. You see how as I turn it here, as I rotate it, you see how the burn line kind of waves?
Spin around for me, like
I'm doing a spin
around for me, Megan Kelly.
So and it's not much. There's not much. If you look at the
spin around for me, Linda Carter.
If you look at the smoke come up, you could tell that it's not a lot of windage down here, but the burn line is still wavy. So that's a couple. That's some negative there as well. But I will say this:
if you spun it around and it turned into Wonder Woman,
I would have to mute the video on this if it turned into Wonder Woman. Especially if it turned into Wonder Woman circa when she was on the show.
At which point,
if you look,
have
that's
to charge
a really
everyone
cool
to watch the rest of this video.
I'll let you know.
Now switching to OnlyFans.
Dig on OnlyFans, exactly.
Now hold on. We should really consider doing an OnlyFans.
I totally
but
would.
Not all OnlyFans is pornography, you dirty little pervs. If
tell you,
OnlyFans
that,
porn is the first thing that pops in for that word association, that means you're a dirty birdie. There's plenty of people.
Hey,
this podcast
I ain't gonna
was on
never wash
OnlyFans,
my feathers.
If this podcast was on OnlyFans, I'd have a camera open.
So, as far as a leaf pump for the ash,
for the lotion,
I'm gonna give it 2.5 pumps because it's still. I mean, it's got an inch of ash and it's still holding on pretty well. The ash that fell earlier, I was able to pick it up and it didn't disintegrate in my hands, which is good in between my fingers. So I was able to grab it and pick it up almost whole and put it in the ashtray, which is a good thing. But it's flaky. And flaky ash, man, that's not good.
That's marks against you.
And then you got a wavy burn line, but it is a nice, slow burn, which is good, because you want to enjoy things. You want to take your time and savor all the moments that you can, every puff. See that? You see how when I said puff, all that ash came off?
Yeah. A slow burn is what we call long-term storytelling, Haas.
That's right. I like telling long stories. Hey, Jenna, I like telling long stories, Jenna.
Come on.
But, so, a leafer meter. I would give this a 4.3.
Bump sheet.
4.3. And that's
4.30?
Yes.
What the hell?
And that's because
is this out of 5, Haas?
Out of 5, yes.
Where's the real Haas?
All right.
Where's the real Haas?
I'm taking a 10th off for the flakes, and I'm taking a 10th off for the burn line. But when you consider the price point and the quality, I mean, it's very well constructed.
Haas, I feel like
it
you're giving
burns
it
well.
negative. You're giving it negative points for character.
Yeah, but see, are you a cigar smoker?
I am not at all, Haas, but
Okay.
I will bullshit my way into pretending like I know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you got
my man.
An uneven burn line. That's not big. I don't care about that. I could touch up a cigar. I don't care, but you don't want to touch it up too much because if you burn it up too much, then you foul the taste.
Mm-hmm.
You scorch the tobacco.
Yeah, you scorch the tobacco. Now, a flaky burn line, a flaky ash is not really that big of a deal. It kind of speaks to the makeup of the cigar just a little bit. But
like
it's more of an aesthetic thing. It's more of an aesthetic thing. You want a nice solid ash. You want a nice solid ash.
It's a 4.3 instead of a 4.5 because it's not pretty enough.
It happens.
Aesthetics.
Yeah. All right.
Now the band is beautiful. The band is beautiful.
You eat with your eyes, Matt. You know that.
You know.
He figured it out when he had it spin around in front of him.
You're talking to a fat white guy, so yes, I eat with my eyes all the goddamn time.
There you go.
Delicious.
So 4.3. I would probably I only had one of these. This is the only one I've had. This is the only time I've ever had it.
I was gonna say you've been hitting that thing the entire fucking night, and that's not even all the way down to the band yet.
No,
so that's
I'm still not down to the base yet. You know?
That's another pause.
But cause this is about an inch and a half left, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I could that's another 45 minutes for me. I like after we wrap up today, I could probably watch another episode of Bosch and finish this off.
Oh, how far are you in Bosch, Haas?
I'm in season 1, episode 8.
Okay.
I'm gonna catch up to you and pass you and then spoil the rest of it for you.
The show is phenomenal. I like it.
It is tight, man.
Who's the main guy in Bosch?
Titus Welliver.
No, the actor? That's his name?
Yes, that's his name.
Oh.
Harry Bosch.
Hey, what was that show, Mikey, that you told me to watch?
I tell you to watch a lot of stuff.
No, it was like on something. It was
Utopia?
Yeah, Utopia. That's right.
Oh, if everybody hasn't seen Utopia, I'm not fucking. Let me get myself on fucking full screen here. I'm interrupting the Humidor for this brave new announcement.
Humidor's
breaking news.
You guys need to watch Utopia. It's got Rainn Wilson, John Cusack, and a bunch. Homegirl who was in Loki, which we haven't talked about yet. It is so good, and if you are any kind of nerd, it is perfect good. It is top tier shit.
We all got some nerd in us, Paul.
And if you don't,
and if you want, you can have
would you like some?
All of our significant others do. That's for sure.
That is
got about 9.5. I got it.
So here's the last bit I'll put up there is anybody who who likes Bosch. I will say, if you are not watching Mayor of Easttown with Kate Winslet,
that good?
Fucking watch that shit, man. It is great. Like she is phenomenal in it, and the show is addictive.
Okay.
Let me add that to my watch list. And you said Mayor,
M-A-R-E.
Oh, the mayor.
Because she's a lady. Because it's a lady.
Because it's a lady.
All right. So as we close out today's show, because it was popular and fun in the beginning, Mikey Obama will ask for some money, and the Joker.
Oh my God.
We'll tell people why they shouldn't donate to Dig on America. Obama, you're up.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to find the tab here. There we go. All right, citizens of America and people all over the world. People of the Earthlings. Go to patreon.com/digonamerica. And you should go there and give us as much money as you can comfortably let go. Because guess what? We need it. We need that money. We need your money in our pockets because it helps us buy equipment, advertisements, microphones, cameras. We need it. We need those funds. So join me in saying, si se puede, Yes, we can. Go to patreon.com. I fucked it up. I fucking can't. I can't. Go to patreon.com/digonamerica. If you like independent media and you like supporting people who don't have a lot of popular ideas, which are hard to advertise, help us out.
Mr. Joker, why shouldn't you just support this deep state show?
Ladies and gentlemen, the problem is that if you decide to spend your hard-earned money supporting these three gentlemen, no matter who it is, if they bring on the show, whether it's an unbelievably attractive and funny person such as myself, that money is not going to go to anything worthwhile. It's going to support Haas's tobacco. It's going to buy liquor for these three degenerates. And all you're going to do is hear more and more of the same bullshit that gets spit at you about how your lives are worthless and the American dream doesn't exist. I tell you now, spend your money as you want on your lottery tickets and on all the ways that you can think to support your lives here and now. Buy condoms, buy things that will keep you happy and keep these men in the goddamn poorhouse.
Oh, and one more time, if you know who's on my shirt, put it in the chat. And if you're right, you get a mug.
Haas, can I get one more guess? I don't want the mug. I just want one more guess.
Sure.
Wait.
I was gonna say, should it be off air?
Yeah, do it off air. We'll still let them guess.
Oh, you'll get some stuff on the way. We'll see.
Ooh, you got stuff's on its way.
All right, I'll have
I'm gonna get some tribute pics. I'm gonna get some tribute posts.
And if you're watching the show on YouTube and you haven't subscribed, fucking subscribe to the show before the Joker blows it up, because he certainly will.
5, 4.
So what needs to happen?
11-1.
What needs to happen is me and Maddie need to have like a stream. I will pay you for your time, Matt, or go on your show and do likewise. We need to make a series of bits that we can put as our promos for all of these things, so I can just push a button.
I'm 100% there. And Mike,
I don't want to do Obama because I think my Obama.
No, whatever you want to do, Mike. You and I also have to get a game of D&D going.
I already got one going. We'll talk after this.
We'll figure it out, man.
We'll talk after this.
Donald Trump would really like to talk to the Joker.
No, he's not invited.
Well.
No, he doesn't want to talk to you.
Get the Donald off of the show. Get him off of the air right now.
Cut the mic.
Cut Mike one. Cut Mike
Fuck
one.
Earl. Fuck Earl. He's an
Earl
acolyte
Tucker
of
here.
Fuck
Confederate trucker.
Camera two.
that guy.
Camera 2, Mike 1. Cut it.
Oh, and before we go,
end the stream. End the stream.
Go to the Flex Seal commercials.
Did you guys see before we sign off that there was a hockey player, a goaltender, who was killed on the 4th of July because he put fireworks in a tub, a hot tub, outdoor hot tub, and as he lit the mortar, he slipped getting out of the hot tub because apparently it was still a little bit wet.
Ooh.
And fucking died.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that hot tubs are full of water, Dutch?
All I can say, I feel bad about that. It's terrible. Kid's 24, but Jason Pierre-Paul has been taken out of the conversation completely at this point now. So I guess he doesn't have to worry about it anymore.
He's got a Super Bowl ring to put on that nub. I mean, that finger.
Yeah.
So
I hope everybody spent their. Let's end on a good note. What did you guys do for your 4th? I'll go first. I went to the zoo with me and my betrothed, and it was 3,000 degrees centigrade. But it was her idea, and I was trying to support her and her ideas. So
Brookfield or Lincoln Park?
Brookfield, because I'm not a fucking peasant.
I like Lincoln. I'm from the South Side, so.
You're used to not having nice things.
That's right.
I went to the good zoo, which is not that great because 60% of the attractions are still closed due to COVID. And I was like, well, what does that mean? And then I saw a bunch of idiot people yelling and spitting and throwing trash all over the floor. And I'm like, oh, they didn't want their fucking $1 trillion gorillas and elephants to die from fucking corona because people are dumb. So I didn't get to see the gorillas. I didn't get to see the elephants. I didn't get to see a lot of different attractions, but it was nice to walk around. We went around like the Illinois Swan Lake section, and it was very quiet and peaceful. And you know, for $25 to walk 20 minutes and complete and utter silence, except for like cicadas, June bugs.
Oh, look at that, honey!
Running water, the wind rustling through the leaves. Money well spent, and I got to spend that time with the love of my life, and I could not have spent a better 4th of July.
Did your
And
fiance
also,
go too?
oh, so you're just gonna give me an extra shovel?
So you went with Matt, but what happened?
He went with. I was gonna say he went with Rug Boy.
Oh no, that's too nice for Rug Boy.
What me and Matt do off stream has nothing to do with
they have
this show.
And TJ
or my...
doesn't get to say shit about it.
Matt and Mikey have not yet engaged, but after this, they just might. Though on the good news, Mikey, you didn't get to see the big dumb apes, but you got to see Dean Cain, so you were close.
Yeah, I had family over. We had a pool full of people. We had people, family over. Everybody vaccinated, but you know, I got on the grill. I made my
not salmon.
I did not make salmon. I made lemon pepper thighs.
If you made salmon and didn't fucking call me,
no,
it would have been.
No.
It would have been.
You're supposed to come over anyway and get and drop something off.
I'm coming over tomorrow. I had to go over to the passport office last week.
Okay.
That's why I had to skip you.
So
did you say lemon pepper thighs?
I made lemon pepper thighs.
Goddamn right.
I made buffalo
coochies.
Soldier.
Buffalo. I made buffalo ranch drumsticks.
Stolen from Africa.
I made burgers. And I made chicken breast, just lightly seasoned chicken breast on the grill. And then I
did nothing. I hung out. I went for a drive in the morning to go drop my daughter off like 30 minutes away. I brought the dog with. I showed Jenna. Jenna apparently loves my dog. She wants to steal it from me.
What's your Snickerdoodle? What's the dog name?
S'mores.
S'mores.
Yeah.
I hate it when people name their fucking animals after food.
My son did it. I'm not a fan, but he's 6. What am I going to do?
Tell him, get a better fucking name for your dog.
Hey, son, your name sucks.
I wanted to
get back to the dry erase board.
I wanted it to be like Homelander.
If you had a Labradoodle named Homelander, I would never argue with you again.
God damn it, Dutch.
You
this
just
is the
won.
most Dutch thing I've ever heard in my fucking life.
His name's Omni-Man Laser
I want my
Blast.
stupid little dog to be named fucking Night Owl.
His name is Sorbo.
What's his name? What's the dog's name? What's the dog's name? The Coon.
I think the next dog I'm going to name it the Flood.
Matt, we don't really care what you did for the 4th.
Hey, Matt, what did you?
Fuck you. Who cares?
We would love to hear what the Joker did.
Fuck. Oh, you can't. No, wait, stop it, Matt. Do not fall into his trap.
Don't let him use you.
Give us.
Don't let him orally. Don't let him orally.
Wait.
I've done it twice for free. You want it a third time? You're gonna pay, motherfucker. So
you're already getting a goddamn T-shirt.
I'm not getting shit.
Hold on a second, everyone. Just calm down. The Joker is unavailable, but I'm pretty sure Batman has his itinerary for what he did on July 4th. If I can just patch him in here.
I'm sure it was totally non-political.
I think Batman is here. Batman, are you on the line?
Hello, Mikey.
Oh, hi, Mr. Man.
Mr. Man.
Thanks for joining us. Can you illuminate our guests or our listeners on what you did on the 4th of July this year?
Mikey, I'd like to. On 4th of July this year, I decided to patrol my city to make sure that those who were firing off fireworks were doing so within the limitations of the laws of Gotham City. For you see, Gotham City allows fireworks, but only at such a volume, such as 4 grams of powder,
Black powder.
within
Yeah.
absolutely anything that they are firing off.
Secondary question. I've always wanted to ask this. Is Gotham City Chicago? It is Metropolis, New York.
In fact, they are.
I fucking knew it.
And
he
Mikey,
was a more whacker in the movie.
Mikey, while I'm on the record here, I'd like to also let people know that I absolutely eat the pussy. That is a fallacy that many people have brought up about me that I would like to try and clear up right here, right now, on the Dig America
It
podcast.
is so delicious.
All right. There we go.
I'm sorry I asked.
All right. So I guess we're. Oh, you know what? I was going to bring up.
No, wait.
Bonesaw
Batman.
McGraw earlier, but I didn't. So
Yes,
Batman.
Haas, you yes, Haas.
So, are you pissed that they took that out of the production there?
Haas, I feel like I get a bad rap about being very cold and very unfeeling towards a lot
and
of
it's
people.
one of the
in my
most
life.
generous things you can do.
And this is the thing that obviously
Hit
could
the
have
subway.
completely turned around my representation.
Right.
And
I
now
think it would have showed your softer side.
At least it would have showed the back of my head on screen.
And well, there would have been
like
a
you did in
hand.
American Psycho.
There would have been a hand on the back of your head, so it wouldn't have shown it at all. But
Exactly.
I just feel like it would have shown your empathetic, generous, giving side.
I mean, ultimately, I do about 30 to 45 seconds to prove that I'm doing what I need to.
Is that why the cowl stops at the nose?
Exactly.
It's absolutely the truth. Look, I feel like you guys have honestly cracked the code here.
I knew it. I knew it all along.
I was like,
I knew it all
why
along.
does the cow stop here? Oh, I know why.
But why does Robin? Why does Robin wear a skirt?
Guys, I have to go. I feel like the back signal is shining right now.
We're out of
Thanks for having
time.
me on, Dutch. Don't ever talk to me again.
We're all out of time for today, and that's all the time we have.
All right, Matt, did they give us your? Where can they find your shit?
Where can they wait? Where can they find you, and where can they give you money?
They can find me on Twitch. They can find me on Instagram, and they can find me on Twitter, all at Matty DVO TV. Matty DVO TV. And if you want to give me money, you can do so through Twitch, where they are more than welcome to go ahead and give me tips. Otherwise, besides
or my
that,
OnlyFans.
Well, look, I'm kind of feuding
it.
with OnlyFans right now because they kept saying you can't just keep uploading the same image of your asshole.
Bullshit.
Well,
They didn't say that in the beginning.
I didn't.
It's the same asshole, but it's clenched, it's unclenched, it's frightened.
Look, you know the thing, man. I don't make the rules. I keep uploading different pictures, and they keep telling me you can't do the same thing. So right now, I feel like that's racism.
They're discriminating for sure.
100%.
All right, all of your links have been posted into the live chat. All of you audio people, I'm sure Dutch is going to grab those links and put them into the show notes. And if you still need them, come watch the episode. Even though you heard us, come listen to us and watch us at the same time. It's a totally new and fun experience. You can see Haas and Dutch and Matt's sexy face.
And be sure to check out Cape Swoosh Productions on YouTube, as well as whatever podcast networks we're still on.
And last but not least, when's your next What the Fuck Happened on Jock and Nerd?
What the Fuck Happened on Jock and Nerd is going to be, the next one is going to be happening towards the end of July.
Can you spoil the movie?
All right, I'm going to give you guys a hint. When Superman died in the 90s, there was a movie made about one of his replacements.
Whoa.
Bomb, bomb, bomb.
Okay. I have no idea.
If you think back on the DC movies made in the 90s, it's a very obvious clue.
I'm at a loss, but
I never watched them.
I'm sure I'll think of it when we hang up. All right, people. We're out of here. Thanks, Maddie.
Thanks, guys.
Goodbye.